Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports headlines. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's surgery for his injured ligament in his elbow has been delayed. Purdy was expected to get the internal brace surgery today, but was unable to due to inflammation in his elbow. The new date for surgery is expected in early March with the hope that he will be ready by late August. Sacramento Kings are finally back in action tomorrow when they host the three-point contest winner Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. You can listen to tomorrow's game starting with game night right here on Sactown Sports. It's 11 o'clock, time to check out Coastside Medical Clinic, who's dedicated to providing breakthrough remedies for men. Now time for Deuce and Mo.
live from Sacramento
It's Deuce and Mo.
on Sactown Sports.
We are live! Oh, happy Wednesday. It's Deuce Mason. It's Morgan Reagan. You doing, Mo?
Forgot how to use this thing. I'm good. I'm good.
I feel really good. You know, it's good seeing Whitey Gleason.
Amazing.
Whitey Gleason is someone who is an absolute icon in this industry. And especially locally, like the guy is a creative genius. He may be, I think he's, how is he, 77 now?
So you're a jerk.
Okay, I can say that though.
Next
'cause
year.
We're close. I just don't,
Next.
I didn't respond to his text, but it's
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
He's so good at what he does, and to do it at this level for so long, he should be doing a show full time. Just bosses, he should be here full time. This guy understands how to do a show, great content,
Deuce,
in touch with the community. I love the guy.
he's so, and I'm sorry we're just having a tangent right now on Whitey because of the aura, the energy he brings into any building he walks in.
Oh,
And
I would not be in this business doing what I'm doing without him.
he's truly, I know he didn't remember in our crossover, but him and Mark Kryler talking to them after getting fired from this place 7 years ago is one of the things that helped me going in this male dominated business. And truly having guys like him around means so much, but he's so underrated. He's so uber talented, not only with the way that he can make up parody songs left and right, but the way that he's so witty, so quick, even on a live show. It's just incredible. I am so glad that he was in this room. I'm going to just keep touching the spot that he was in.
Yeah, and if you guys are just tuning in, you're going, why are they talking so much about Whitey Gleason? Did he die? No, he's still with us. He just did a show. Wrapped
As
up.
far as we know.
Yeah, well, just make sure he gets help down the stairs.
You're such a
Actually, no, he could still ball. I bet he's still, yeah, the guy.
Why are you talking smack then, huh?
I'm just kidding, man. Just kidding. Well, appreciate you guys hanging out. Of course, we are here Monday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. right here on Sactown Sports. We got a big time show for you today. I know we're inching closer and closer to the start of the final 25 games of the Kings season, so we'll talk about that. The Kings were back at practice yesterday. No De'Aaron Fox, no Domantas Sabonis. They were allowed to have that extra day off, which if you're them, you 100% take that day off, right? Also, I guess Fox was in there earlier in the day working out with Luke Laux. So.
Oh, so he didn't really take the day off.
He went in. Hey, when you're a hooper, you just want to be in it.
Yeah.
Want to be doing something.
You want to keep going. You
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
keep that pace. So I don't blame him for wanting to do that. But at the same time, yeah, if I needed that extra day off, man, I am taking it.
So we got to talk about that. We have to talk about some of these big concerns in the NBA because I feel like load management's becoming a big deal. The All-Star ratings came out. Also coming up at 1 p.m. One of the most talented people
Oh,
in the business.
yep.
He's a part of JJ Redick's podcast, The Old Man and the Three. Jason Gallagher joins the show for the first time at 1 p.m. And it'll be great to catch up with him. He's a big Mavs fan. I want to ask him, is he concerned about the Kings? We're always concerned about other teams. Does he have any concern whatsoever when he looks at the Sacramento Kings?
Yeah. No, that's what
He also did the Hallelujah song.
he did.
He wrote that.
I mean, again, we were just talking about someone like Whitey Gleason, who's so creative and so good at everything he does in this business. Jason Gallagher is another one of those guys with the parodies that he writes. And the Hallelujah song obviously has like millions of views. But Jason does so much more with that, with JJ Redick and with his creative content as well.
Morgan Reagan.
That's my name.
We get a game
When?
tomorrow. Kings and Blazers. Chris was saying during his update that they're taking on the 3-point contest winner. I was listening to that sounds so pathetic.
I love this.
I need to. Do I have to say it?
Yeah, no. So sounding pathetic. What did you listen to? What did you do?
Last night I was listening to a Blazers podcast live on YouTube.
Wait, no. Yeah, are you okay?
It was just live. I'm like, let's peep. Man, I feel like it's so fascinating to listen to another fan base's thoughts on things.
I love it.
The way they were talking about Damian Lillard's All-Star weekend was as if he just had a compound fracture, put the bone back in, kept playing and won Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Wait.
They were like putting this seals the deal. I mean, you talk about what everything Dame's done in his career. For him to win that 3-point contest, to be a part of that legacy, I'm like, oh man, I like Dame, but even this is a lot for me. But it was just interesting to hear that viewpoint because I feel like we do the same thing. We come after a Kings win.
If Herter won that 3-point contest,
that's what I was just thinking.
What are we gonna get? What would you say?
What
would you say?
Well, here's the thing that I was going to say. We wouldn't sound like that.
Yeah.
But there's people in this fan base that would feel that way. Now, something I did say that was really strong, in my opinion, where some people are going to laugh at me. They're going to be like, that's strong. I said, oh, can he gain his confidence back from beyond the arc after having a good 3-point contest? And instead, he did awful. So now should I ask the question, is his confidence worse? No, I'm not going to ask that question. But also, if he did win it, no, it's not like Kevin Herter's back, baby. You know?
It was just interesting to get that perspective because after a Kings win, we get kind of, I felt this sometimes. If Sabonis is like a 20-20-10 game, you're just like, man, we don't appreciate this guy enough. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm hearing another fan base talk about this. This is crazy, and I'm sure people make fun of us. That was my whole point because I was making fun of them. And then I had this moment where I'm like, oh, I do the same thing with the Kings.
100% people make fun of us, Deuce, because also though, the fun part about it, though, being in the Sacramento Kings fan base and talking about them and covering them all the time, is that we preference things. Did I say that right?
No, preface
things with, hey, we're saying this and being extra excited because it's in Sacramento. Like, for example, when the Kings would beat a good team in the beginning of this year and then other fan bases would come at us and be like, what? It's just one game on a Wednesday. And we're like, we don't care. This one game on a Wednesday right now, we're going to celebrate because we didn't have it last Wednesday. We didn't have it last year. We celebrate all the wins where when you see a team, a fan base that's had Dame Lillard in their organization for that long, it's a little weird. That's all. Is that fair?
Christopher Laud, local cup half full type of guy.
Yeah.
I would say that the Kings losing for so long, I think that has made me a better fan to where I live in the moment where I'm just like, I'm going to appreciate each win because you don't get any of them anymore.
No, and I think more fans should have that perspective, but I think there's some...
And I might dig in a little on social media to those other teams like, we're terrible. Our team is terrible and you lost, losers.
Yeah, and I think more people need to enjoy the moment, to be honest. I mean, it's funny. Just, again, we all live in different bubbles on social media, right? There's Reddit. There's our Discord. There's Twitter. There is Instagram. I'm in our Discord today, and it's like, man, it's going to be heartbreaking when Vanderbilt and D'Angelo Russell beat us in the play-in. I'm like, how does it? It is the day before the final 25 games of the season. The Kings are the number 3 seed right now, 7 games above 500. Like, you don't have to think bad things. It's like I think Kings fans sometimes get into this point where they're doomsday preppers. You know what I mean? Like those you've seen those shows.
Yeah.
They build the elaborate thing. They got all the dry food. They got the bunker. They're ready to go just in case that asteroid comes to town and blows it up or there's some nuclear attack. Some Kings fans are like that. It's like, this is good right now, but there could be an asteroid tomorrow and it's coming. I'm going to be ready for it.
There's like places in the desert that people go and they purchase or they put a down payment on and they're like bunkers in the desert. So then if there was a zombie apocalypse, there we go.
Which we might be talking about today.
And so, yes, that's exactly, Deuce, it's a real thing. People really get that dark.
I get it. But when your team, like Chris was just saying, when your team has not won at any high level for this long.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to think they're the best and ignore that
The
their
flaws.
flaws and that they have to get better.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is like, hey man, this is fun.
That's it. That's
This is
it.
cool.
Be realistic
Yeah.
about it. Be like just how you would with a child that you see developing or saying words finally because you're like, wow, they're understanding words in their little human kid brain.
Well, I think what you're saying is enjoy the moment when they're a kid, because you can't be thinking about, oh, they might get addicted to drugs at some point.
That's where I was going to go.
Imagine thinking like that. Imagine you have this little kid and you're like, this is so fun. I'm throwing him in the air. Yeah, but what's going to happen when he's 17 years old and he's doing heroin?
Right, exactly. Are you talking about your dad? What? No, where are you going with that? That is so dark and deep.
I thought that was the example you're going with here. I didn't know. I was trying to understand where the hell you're going. Yeah, just enjoy the moment is what we're saying. Enjoy the moment. That's all. We have 25 games to go. The game starts. The next part of the season starts coming tomorrow night. Kings and Blazers. And this is tough because you start with the Kings and Blazers. Then the very next night, you're in LA to take on a Clippers team. And it could be Russell Westbrook's debut. Then you travel to OKC for 2. Let's not jump so far ahead.
Don't jump.
I want to ask you this, and I want to ask the people in the chat at youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. You can call too if you want to use your voice. 1-800-920-1140. What's the biggest question you have about this team over the next 25 games?
Ooh. And when do you want me to answer?
Do you have a good answer?
I would say this was tough because when I thought of my answer, I also thought of like, I feel like I'm being a little harsh. Okay. But I had to think of something.
Okay.
You want to know?
I do want to know. Yeah,
So,
that's why I asked.
I was thinking my biggest question was really the roster construction. When I look at this second half of basketball or the last 25 games of basketball, and I throw that question out there because I think about what they didn't do at the trade deadline, what they may or may not be able to do in the buyout market, and what their plan is going forward, right? Is it what changes are you going to make? Because here's another question going on to that. The way that you are doing things is not going to be sustainable if you want to be a postseason team every year. It's not sustainable. I think about De'Aaron Fox and his legs. I think about Domas Sabonis and his face, getting hit in the face 100 times.
Yeah. Not literally his face. I'm worried about
his beautiful face. You can't do anything about it. So I think about those things and I go, well, that's not sustainable. So anyway, roster construction is my big thing.
Do they have the pieces to perform at a high level in the last 25? I'm going to give you my answer.
Ooh.
We're going to do it in 1 minute on the radio side. We'll keep this going. We're always live on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. You can also comment there, hit the thumbs up, and give us a call. 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's Deuce and Mo. We're back in 60 seconds.
Okie dokie. Let me just put out this link.
I think your comment was pretty harsh. No.
What?
I know, because I used to be harsh.
Derp.
Which comment?
I'm just
On
messing
the
with
last
you.
25
Yeah.
games? Do you really though?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's like,
But I know harsh because I used to be harsh.
what do you mean?
But I'm not anymore.
You still are harsh. You still are harsh. I don't know what that means by you're not.
I said was harsh.
I said was, damn it. Oh, Chris. Vela.
Hey, YouTube chat. I see we have 50 thumbs up. It's super cute. It's super
Oh
cute.
my God, you guys are so cute.
That needs to be at 100. We're just trying to grow this thing.
Yeah,
Hit
come
that
on.
thumbs up button. Click the like button. Just helps the channel grow so more people know what we're doing here on Sactown Sports.
Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
I miss basketball. I mean, if I'm listening to live Blazers podcasts on YouTube on a Tuesday night, that's when you know you kind of miss basketball. And I watched a little bit of AEW Dark on YouTube. I was on our
How was that?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Dude, YouTube's where it's at.
I love YouTube.
I mean, why do you think we're on YouTube? Why do you think we talk to the YouTubers?
Yeah.
Dude, and thank you guys, by the way, for making this channel grow and each and every one of our shows. Like the numbers just keep going up and up. So thanks.
It's great.
I love
It's a
it.
long road. We're having fun. We appreciate you guys being here. So 25 games to go for the Sacramento Kings starting tomorrow night at Golden One Center. Kings, Blazers, kind of a new look Blazers team. Matisse Thybulle in the fold. Dame's been playing some incredible basketball before this All-Star break. Of course, won the three-point contest. He's a stud. He's pulling up from half court in that I know it's a bad All-Star game. Pulling up from half court.
Like it ain't no thing.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
So they have that matchup coming up tomorrow. We were wondering, what is your one big question about this team? And it doesn't mean you're concerned about it. It's just a question. Like mine's more of a question.
Okay.
I am just interested. How is this team going to handle meaningful games the rest of the year?
Ooh.
It's just, okay, are they prepared for it? You
Yeah.
have some players on the team that have gone through it. Barnes has played in playoff games. Sabonis has, but they don't have like a ton of guys that have a lot of legit playoff experience. And down the stretch of the season, how are you going to handle it when teams are just a little more engaged, right? The stakes are higher. Other teams have improved, like you've talked about in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
How are they going to proceed? Like, are they ready for what it's going to take? The physicality, the intensity, the focus.
That is such a great question. And really, I think about when you ask that, I think of the word focus. How are they going to be when they come into these games, when these other Western Conference teams have made the adjustments to their squad and have a little fire under their tush to do a little bit better, to not only take on the Sacramento Kings on a Tuesday night and look at them like the Sacramento Kings and go, oh, we have better players. We know how to do this. Now, we talked about this yesterday when talking about the Western Conference too, and you were really into how the Kings overall as a team have something about their squad, right? That can win basketball games. But when you think about experience and some of these other teams in the West and how far some of these other guys have gone and how far the Kings and players on the Kings squad haven't gone, it's going to make a difference.
It can, but you also need that experience. And just because you don't have experience doesn't mean you can't handle it either, right? I mean, I think the other thing too with this group is, there's a lot of noise about, they haven't played well, as if because they haven't been playing before the All-Star break as well as they have in other portions.
Yeah.
That means they're going to play the exact same way, and that's going to lead to a ton of losses. Yeah. If they're playing defense like they did against Houston, they're not going to win many games, period.
Oof.
But I just think it's an assumption. Like, can the Kings be better in the final 25 games? Is that crazy to suggest that maybe that with this amount of time together, a brief break for some of the guys, that they could be better? Like, they're getting to know each other. We have seen glimpses. I heard Jay and Whitey today talking about the Kings' defensive rating in the fourth quarter of games in the top 10. Now, doing that over a 48-minute stretch, that you got to be consistent. That's what we always talk about with players and teams. You want to be good? You got to do it at a high level. You want to be great? It's doing it every single night.
Every single quarter.
Every single quarter. It's being that locked in and engaged. I mean, they could be better. They could be better coming out of the break.
Yeah, that's what's...
They got through this funk before the break with Fox missing, right? He missed some time.
Having a baby.
They weren't hitting threes at the same rate that they have been throughout the year. Kevin Herter,
No.
he hasn't hit a three since when?
January?
Yeah, of
I'm
2022.
kidding.
Maybe.
Be nice.
It's been a minute. Keegan's had some moments, right? Malik Monk has had some ups and downs. He's missed some time. So my point is that they weren't playing great basketball, and they were still around a 500 team. And that's where I get encouraged where, okay, I've seen when this team's locked in. I'm seeing what they're capable of. I've seen when they're not playing well, they've still found a way to avoid these long losing skids.
Yeah.
And some of it could be based on the schedule. My point is be ready to go. Let's see how they handle when you come out of the gate with these 4 games. Woo!
Dude, I think that's going to be huge. And we were just talking about that, them taking this giant break. Not only that, everyone in the NBA taking this break, but then you look at the Kings schedule and 3 games in 4 nights, was it?
Yeah.
And so right when they come back, it's go, go, go. And can that be a good thing for them? Possibly. We've seen them on was it they take on teams like whatever it was, who cares? Either way, it seems like they do a better job when they got a flow going, okay? When they just keep their legs going a little bit. And so you're just hoping that they kind of have that vibe going into these next couple of games, but it's not just about staying fresh and keeping your rhythm going. It's going to be you're playing against some of these tougher teams or against some of these teams that made those adjustments. Like, what are the Clippers going to look like on Friday if Russell Westbrook is playing? It wouldn't worry me before, but him going on a team that can be a contending team in the Western Conference and maybe being coached well by Ty Lue, why should I believe this all of a sudden? Maybe he has an epiphany and goes, hey, I need to buy into my role. And his role could even be in that starting role still, but understanding he gets to be that playmaker, not that scorer. Whatever. If he makes that adjustment, though, the Clippers are going to look a lot better on Friday, too.
Let's get to the people in the YouTube chat dropping their big questions for the final 25 games.
Ooh.
You can also hit us up at 1-800-920-1140. It's Deuce and Mo. Over Under says the biggest question, can Mike Brown find a way to sustain the production of the team when Sabonis and Fox are off the court? Yeah, they try to avoid having both those guys off the court at the same time, but there's clearly a drop-off, right? We saw the team look differently with Fox out of the lineup for those couple of games. It's clearly the Kings offense does not function at nearly as high of a level without Sabonis on the floor. That's going to be a challenge for this group for sure.
And that goes to my roster construction question, and just like what they do look like with that second unit. And it's, if you're not trusting guys down the line to fill in for Domas Sabonis, or even De'Aaron Fox, you have Davion Mitchell in there, but you're not giving him that long enough leash. And then Malik Monk was hurt, but he can fill in that position. Sure. You still need to keep building down the line.
Jamar in the chat says the main thing for me is I want to see more scuffles. Like the one Malik Monk and Garrison Matthews thing. I want more chippiness from our guys besides Fox and Sabonis and Monk. We need a little more of that winning mindset for the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like that stuff can be forced, but I think it's pretty simple. Don't get punked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have the mindset that you need to play with an edge and don't back down if it gets a little chippy. These other teams, we talk about the playoff experience, talk about the championship experience that some of these other teams may have. Yeah, they understand that the intensity goes up. Are you going to be able to match that? We'll talk more about that coming up next. We also need to talk about what Mike Brown had to say about the final 25 games. And Nate McMillan is out.
Bye.
How that could impact the Kings, though, huh? A little Jordy Fernandez.
No.
Yeah. We'll do all that and more. It's Deuce Mo on Sactown Sports.
I was going to turn down the lights. Wait, I was going to write. Thank you. I don't know why.
All right, we're 25 away from 100. Thumbs up. Let's do it.
Let me.
That's a good point Cole has. I'm hoping that those Mavs games gave them an education of how it's going to be in the next 25. That had a playoff intensity to it.
Yeah, it did. That was fun. I mean, it was more fun because the Kings got the W, but man.
What? Eric says, Deuce and Mo, who do you got Sunday? Tommy Fury versus Logan Paul in boxing. I don't know, man. I'm not a boxing guy.
At all.
Is it Logan Paul he's fighting?
Who's the other Paul?
It's the other Paul.
Yeah, it's Jake.
Oh, Jake.
Logan's preparing for Seth Rollins, as we know, the road to WrestleMania. He showed up at Elimination Chamber out of nowhere and attacked Seth Rollins.
Who did? Jake Paul?
Logan.
Oh, Logan Paul.
It is wild. The Paul brothers are fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Logan Paul is such a good wrestler. Chris, I know it pains you to say it, but you
it's
have
true.
to admit, dude,
He's fine. I just don't like him.
That I don't like him either.
Yeah, it gives you that emotion. I like it.
Oh, Chris
Yeah,
is
yeah.
getting pissy.
No, like especially with Seth Rollins, his character now, I don't like. I'm just annoyed by him. So like both of them together, I'm like, I'll just skip through this.
Wow.
I cannot believe we're doing Omos against Brock at Mania.
Really?
That's what we're going with.
How did
You don't like some beef slamming?
I want some. You want beef? I want Brock, Lashley, and Gunther. Triple threat, Intercontinental. Those are
Oh, there's
some
still an
big-
Intercontinental Championship?
Yeah.
also Omos is the really big guy, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
how did he get there?
I get where.
To WrestleMania to be
You just challenged him on Raw the other night.
That's how it
Hey,
works. You just
Brock,
Are you
challenge.
kidding? Oh my
I would like to wrestle you.
I'm gonna wrestle you at WrestleMania.
Okay, you could just step in right now.
Was that not good?
AEW is coming soon. Morgan was getting emails about having some AEW people on the show, but I'd rather have them in studio. I mean,
Yeah.
Dude.
I think I've been reaching out to
okay.
They were like, "Do you want?" Well, I don't think now it's too late. They're like, "Oh, do you want Tony Khan? He's going to be available from 10 to 12." And I was like,
The con man, huh?
"Ew." I would talk to him. I'd grill him.
but I kind of like put out just like, hey, how about we get someone like on video like
Yeah.
before San Francisco, and then we could get someone on
In
when they're
Sacramento.
in Sacramento.
We should have someone in studio with us. In
Yes.
Sacramento, or
Even if I have to drag him over here.
Don't mind the outside. Just put a blindfold on him or her. Jade.
getting Jericho would be.
Oh my
dope.
God.
I would. Yeah, I'd cry.
Yeah, I've met him before.
Eh,
Cool guy.
Chris and I.
I'm
seen
fine.
him
Oh yeah, we
perform.
saw him at Fozzy.
Yeah, Chris and I went to Fozzy and watched him perform.
So cool. You guys are
But
so cool.
he puts on a good show.
He does put on a good
really
show.
does.
It's
He's a rock
fun.
star.
I'm cool. I don't need to meet him.
Okay.
Drink it in, man.
He hasn't said that in 8 years, but yeah, for sure. He's the wizard. Fireball in your face.
Oh my god, so stupid.
Who should be more concerned about their quarterback situation? The Niners or the Raiders? It's got to be the Raiders, actually. Dumb question.
Yeah, because they don't have.
They don't have one.
And they're kind of saying like, well, we don't know if we'll
Yeah.
have one this year.
We're gonna play that cut. Who said that? Their GM Dave
Ziegler.
Ziegler. It's Ziegler.
Dolph
Yeah.
Ziegler.
No.
Funny.
I met him.
Did you?
Uh huh.
Does he still wrestle?
I think
He
so.
was on Raw the other night.
There you
Was
go.
he?
Yeah.
See,
He
Huh.
was.
Dolph
What
Ziegler.
has he done? Like straighten his hair or something like that?
Yeah.
So gross. Like all of. Ugh.
Damien and Ricky Starks in the same room, please. That's funny, Devin. Come on, let's get 200.
I'm Christopher Ladd with your Sactown Sports headlines. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's surgery for his injured ligament in his elbow has been delayed. Purdy was expected to get the internal brace surgery today, but was unable to due to inflammation in his elbow. The new date for surgery is expected in early March with the hope that he'll be ready by late August. Sacramento Kings are finally back in action tomorrow when they host the three-point contest winner Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. You can listen to tomorrow's game starting with game night right here on Sactown Sports. And now more of Deuce and Mo.
Me happy.
I like keeping the show going during the breaks.
Oh,
Our guy Brian, shout out to our boss Brian, was like, "Hey, you guys you guys just keep it going during the breaks. You guys should take a break. It's okay to take a break. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. And maybe we could tone it down a little bit, but I just like talking to the people. It's fun.
Oh, no. I think it would be so weird to have a YouTube show and to not be on the whole time. And
shots fired at literally every other show here. Okay.
Oh, really?
So they do their
None of them do it?
No.
Not even a little bit? Well, let's evolve.
Okay. Stop it. Of course, you can always watch all the shows. If you're driving around, appreciate you. But there's so many ways to get the show and our content. 11:40 a.m. 96.1-2. Yeah, awesome.
Great.
The free Sactown Sports app, where that has all the podcasts, has all the articles that our content team, our digital content team's awesome. Our website, sactownsports.com. There's just a piece posted this morning about Brock Purdy set to postpone his elbow surgery. We're going to talk about that today because that gives I think that makes you a little nervous if you're a 49ers fan. So check out sactownsports.com for all that. And of course, our YouTube page is youtube.com/sactownsports1140.
Makes me nervous as a human being. Like, how is his elbow swelling not gone down?
I know. Well, we have to talk about that. Mike Brown yesterday at practice was kind of asked about how the league shifts after the All-Star break.
Ooh.
Especially you have so many teams. No, with the play-in now, it's like all these teams are in it.
Yeah.
They're all trying to compete for something. So Mike Brown, what's different after the break? Huh. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting, Mike. Yeah.
Wow. Let's try that.
Let me try that again.
Mike?
Hey, hold on, let's try. Okay. Hey, Mike Brown, what's different after the break? He's speaking in pigeon. You can't hear. Yeah. I could hear him, but you guys couldn't. Chris, is there something you have to turn up in here or no? It's okay.
No, but I'll just play it in here.
Okay. Chris, what would Mike Brown have to say about after the All-Star break?
Well, the first thing is everybody is going to be scrambling now. So, before this, you see guys sitting out, do the rest. Guys probably not playing as hard as they were, or they could at certain times. The desperation's not there as much prior to the break. Now, with us sitting in third spot and everybody bunched together, people are gunning for us because they want what we have. And so knowing that, being the hunted, as you would say, is going to be a little bit different than what it was in the first 2/3 because of the intensity of the games and everything else that comes along with it. So it'd be great to see how we respond to these last 20, 25 games, whatever it is.
I hear what he's saying. It's interesting, last 25 games, how they're going to respond. I kind of feel the same way. I don't view the Kings as the hunted. I look at All-Star Weekend.
Deuce.
The league doesn't take this team serious. Other fans don't take this team serious. Players don't take the team serious. No, it's true. They don't. They look at the Kings and go, we're going to kick their asses. They don't care about them. They don't take them serious. No one in the NBA, no other team in the Western Conference views the Sacramento Kings as a true number 3 seed. They view them as the Sacramento Kings, a team that has lost for 16 years.
Mike Brown just talked about the shift after All-Star break.
I understand that.
And I get it. During All-Star break, them getting picked almost last, like kids on the playground getting picked last because their talents aren't being exposed. Well, the Sacramento Kings, in my opinion, to other teams in this league, do look like the scary team to play on a Tuesday night. They don't want to see the beam. Why does everyone keep bringing up the stupid beam even in the first half of the year?
I don't think they fear it. I don't think they look at them as, we got to go hunt those guys down. I think they walk in and go, these Kings think they're so cute. Like, that's how I don't think
so.
There's not respect. I don't think they're respect. I think some players have mutual respect for hey, I like De'Aaron, I like Sabonis, whatever. But I don't think that the Kings have done enough in the NBA world to earn respect yet. And you know what's a great example of this?
What?
How many more national TV games they get after the
right?
All-Star break?
But those aren't the players. Those aren't their peers. That's the. I mean,
okay.
Look, the Lakers are getting national games. The Warriors are getting national games.
And I just gave you an example. What happened on All-Star night when they were picking the teams? Who were
I already told you.
2 of the final guys picked?
I told you. I already said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's respect.
No, but I also don't think personally, I do not think this, not second half, the last 25 games of the season, I think Mike Brown and what he just said, that mentality is the right mentality. I think that is the truth. I think he is in it. I think he knows. I don't think he's just saying that, again, to light a little fire under anyone's tush on this team.
I love Mike Brown.
I love him more.
You know, we slobber all over him a lot.
We love him.
On this show,
Music.
at night. We love the guy. But he's 100% trying to amp up his guys.
Wow.
You truly believe
I
that
believe.
other teams are viewing the Kings as, we got to hunt them down.
Well, I don't
They're
think
the hunted now.
I don't think they're talking
They're
like
not
that.
the
but-
hunted. The Grizzlies are the hunted.
Sure, Grizzlies are there
Nuggets,
too.
They don't go right now and go to the Suns locker room. All right. Yeah. So go take a Southwest. Why don't you right now leave?
Okay. Ah.
If you wait and ask people in the Suns locker room, like, hey, like, truthfully, like, what teams are you kind of concerned with ahead of you?
Maybe not the Suns.
They're gonna name every team but the Kings.
Maybe not the Suns. And we've seen it on ESPN as well. They're like, everyone's like, oh man, the West just got harder. And they look at who's going to be top 6, and the Kings always get left out. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. I love that. Use that as fuel. I don't need to be telling, hey, they're gonna come for you. No. Hey, you know what I'm telling the Kings? De'Aaron, you almost got picked last by your guy LeBron, who,
Loser.
oh, by the way, you're with the same agency. Oh, all these other players are getting the shine. You're not scoring in the All-Star game. Sabonis, you had like 6 points. They didn't want to pass you the ball in the All-Star game. No one's talking about you.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to raise your hand when I'm talking? Just go. No, go ahead.
no, I already
No,
forgot.
go
Go.
ahead. No, go. Go ahead,
I
Morgan.
forgot.
My goodness.
I have to go to the Phoenix locker room.
Okay. So my point being, though, Morgan, is I'm using that as fuel. Like, yeah, you don't have the respect. If you ask other players around the league, they're naming every other team. They don't think this team is real.
I disagree. And again, I think teams want the Kings as well to think like, you're a cute story and everything, but we're going to put you down to earth. Okay. And so when they do come in on a Tuesday night, when they come on a Friday night, they bring their A game. I'm talking about the other teams. They bring their A game because they want to be that team to be like, no, that's cute. You're not really a number 3. So that is where they become the hunted. Oh, De'Aaron and Sabonis getting picked last. That's cute because you're not really the number 3. That's cute. Like, that's their vibe with
So
all
are
of
we
this.
just saying the same thing? Because I just don't think they're respected. I think they are looked at as like, yeah, they're the team in front of us, but we're not worried about
No,
them.
because I think teams will hunt them out to prove to them like, haha, you're not the number 3. And the respect is there to try and shut them down. Does that make sense? Like, they come in strong into these games.
Chris, what were you going to say?
I wasn't going to say anything.
No, you had a look on your face.
Yeah, what was the
What
look?
was the look?
I'm just trying to figure. I think you guys are saying the same
Yeah.
thing in a different way.
Yeah.
Really?
You're saying that they're still being hunted?
Yeah.
Interesting.
See?
I mean,
And he's not saying that.
I'm saying that.
So I think let me put this into Deuce. What you're saying is like teams don't care about the Kings at all.
They're not worried about the
They're not
Kings.
worried about the Kings.
I'm not saying that.
Mo is saying, you are saying like, oh, it's cool that they've done this well so far, but now we're going to go and we're going to take it to you to prove that you're not that number 3 seed.
Thank you for.
But I think you guys are kind of saying the same thing.
The Kings are a little bug. The Kings are a little bug. These other teams, the Grizzlies, that's a Grizzly. You got to go hunt that Grizzly down. Kings, you're like, oh, there's a lot of these ants, but
Why did
spray
they get to
'em.
be the bug?
They're not respected, Morgan. They're tiny.
Okay.
They haven't done it. And it's okay. I love that they're not respected. I love that they fly under the radar, that people still clown on Sacramento. Use that. I think the Kings just have a whole bunch of guys who like playing basketball, and they're ready to prove some people wrong. I'm excited to see what it looks like coming up Thursday.
Okay. Not saying the same thing, by the way.
Okay. We also need to talk about Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan just got fired by the Hawks. Trae Young, coach killer.
Hey, don't start that narrative. Or has it
It's-
already been
I
started?
don't need to start. It's already started. Also, they're interested in Jordy Fernandez. We'll talk about that. It's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports. Dylan, I'm not only using the All-Star game as an example, though. I brought up they're not on national TV. No one talks about them. When other team players are talking about teams, Kings are never mentioned unless they're directly asked about the Kings.
Breathe. Would you like a quick Mo's Minute? Thank you.
Imagine every time you talked, someone raised their hand. When people do that, and I know this is how Morgan works.
Keep
she
the
does
music
this.
going.
This is what she does.
We need it.
She raises her hand, and it's her way of like, I'm not listening to you at all, but I have a point to make.
That's
like, no, stop.
false.
No, it's a Reagan thing, and you know it.
You would be an awful teacher, Deuce.
Oh my God. Yeah, thank you. Why are you raising your hand, kid? Did I finish the lesson? That is not true. Welcome to a Mo's Minute, where all hands are welcome. They can be raised, they can be lowered, anywhere you please. So excited you all have joined this moment to take a deep breath with me. Let's go through the nose, out the mouth, in 3, 2, 1. Chris, did you breathe?
I did.
Oh, did you really? Okay, good. One more for the road.
What's it? Kamara is his name. What's his name? The guy from Queer Eye.
This has been another Mo's Minute.
What's his name?
How
do you say it?
I forget.
Kamaro?
No. I don't want to get it wrong.
Okay. You watched that show, right?
Karamo?
Karamo.
Karamo.
I've been watching Karamo during the show at times. Man, I feel bad for him.
What?
He does not look happy doing this. And I don't know. This is just not him.
Well, but that was his role on Queer Eye.
No, but he's not happy doing this. And I feel really, but you could just see it in his face.
Damn.
No,
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm being dead. I'm not even, I think he's a really talented person. You're just watching this guy and he's just like, my agent, this is good money. My agent got me this. And my goodness.
It's like what, Maury and
yes.
It's going from Queer Eye to that is
Keith says, Deuce,
different.
enjoy the come up. Getting national attention comes with true contention. Kings could have catapulted into that convo with a big trade, but didn't. Next year after productive offseason. Oh, I'm first team all enjoying the come up. There's no denying that. I'm just saying they don't get the respect. I'm not saying that they should get respect. All I'm saying is they're not respected around the league. And that's okay.
No, and I get what you're saying, and I think there's a part of me that agrees with you, and then there's this other part where I'm just, Team Mike Brown, and I agree with what he's saying.
Well, we have Jason Gallagher from JJ Redick's podcast.
We'll ask him
coming on. He's a master, and I'm going to ask, does he respect the King? Does he think other teams do?
I think you should preface it like pretend you're not talking to Sacramento.
Yeah. Do not suck up to us right now. Do not go for the cheap pop just because you're on in Sacramento. Yeah. You need to tell us, do you fear the Kings? Should
we somehow work out a lie detector?
Yes.
Can we get one to his?
Can we Amazon it?
Live and local.
It's Deuce and Mo.
Watch the show now on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140 or listen for free on the Sactown Sports app.
Hey, it's Deuce Mason. It's Morgan Reagan. We are live. Appreciate you hanging out with us. All those in the YouTube chat. 200 plus people. Appreciate you guys being there. If you're driving around, you go back to your office today. You're back at home, or if you're on your phone, throw us on your phone. Go to youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. You'll notice that we go live and local Monday through Friday from 6 a to 6 p. We are on 11 to 2. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. You're in.
You know how
Join the community. We got people are in our chat every day. They get to know each other.
dude.
It's cool. It's a community.
I've been loving this so much. So thank you guys for building this and growing this community. And I will say how I listen to this station ever, only YouTube, even in my car. And I just connects Bluetooth, whatever, only YouTube. It's my way.
That's your way.
It's
That's
just
cool.
like, it's crazy how that has become my listening habit.
Nate McMillan out as head coach. Interesting timing just now. Hey, we reached the All-Star break. I know you thought about quitting. The Hawks are a mess. The Hawks are an absolute mess. Nate McMillan is out as head coach. Of course, a lot of people shifting blame to Trae Young on this. I don't know that he has helped at all, but I think this is bigger than Trae Young. I think the Hawks front office has gone through a makeover, and there have been stories about how involved the owner's son is in this, and it just sounds like the Hawks have lost their way. They made this DeJounte Murray trade that it didn't feel like Travis Schlenk was really, who was the GM at the time, all about. And now they're in a situation where they blow out a head coach. All of a sudden, they are going on their fourth head coach since 2018 because Budenholzer was there. Then you got Lloyd Pierce, who got blown out. And now McMillan, who just took over and got a 4-year extension in 2021.
Yeah.
I'm not even making the point that Nate McMillan should have been the guy.
Yeah.
I think he's had his time in the NBA. He's a coach that is pretty rigid in his ways. He played. He's kind of old school. Yeah, and I think he has a tough time connecting with the players. You start hearing some of the names involved. Woj says Quinn Snyder is a big-time target for this group.
Okay.
Also mentioned Bucks assistant Charles Lee, Warriors assistant Kenny Atkinson, Spurs assistant Mitch Johnson, South Bay Lakers head coach Miles Simon, and then Quinn Snyder, as well as Kings assistant Jordy Fernandez. And
Thank you.
This is something that we knew was his name was going to be put out there. And I think there are a lot of teams doing their work because teams, when they're thinking long-term with coaching things, some teams don't just like fire coach and go, all right, let's figure it out now. I think most front offices are trying to keep up with like, all right, who are some of the names in the future that we want to keep an eye on? It's kind of like players, like who's in that next great head coach?
Sure.
Jordy, I think, is starting to get a lot of attention around the league, which also is pretty cool if you're a Kings fan that, hey, one of your coaches, your assistants is getting a lot of attention for a potential head coaching opening.
Yeah.
With all that said, your first reaction to McMillan getting blown out by the Hawks?
Oh, well, my first reaction to Jordy's stay away.
Okay.
But also I understand it. But with Nate McMillan being fired finally, and again, when I say that, I like Nate McMillan. I think there's things he can do to adjust his ways as a head coach. When you look at Mike Brown and his journey and what it took for him to adjust his ways, his OCD ways, and how he's reached this point, I think that can happen if he chooses to keep moving forward as a coach in this league, even as an assistant coach. But when I look at this for the Hawks, what a cluster mess.
Yeah.
You love
Drama. And I've loved, Deuce, I've loved this drama with the Atlanta Hawks because it reminds me of all the old bad times that the Kings would have with like former players as GMs and all the other things that mix into play in that front office. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Have the right basketball people in place and make your star happy and make your other star happy too. And your other star being John Collins, who is on the trading block each and every damn year. It's bizarre, Deuce. They have pieces to work with. They've shown what they can do on the basketball floor if they're all utilized the right way. It is so drama-filled from the top all the way down. It's awful.
They're in a bad spot right now.
Yeah.
And I think Jordy Fernandez, who I think he's going to be a really good head coach in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt about it. For him, though, I don't know that this is the job, right? Like, and it's a tough thing when it's one of 30 jobs. And I think the Kings have had this over the years, right? Where they're not able to attract the best candidates. Hell, last offseason, they want to talk to Will Hardy. I mean, it didn't go very far with Will Hardy, right? based on reputation. Mike Brown was willing to take that chance. He's been around. But when you're a first-time head coach, it's a tough one because, one, you absolutely want a gig, one of 30, but you also don't want just any gig because if you go in and it's a mess, that could be your only opportunity.
That's on your resume.
So finding that right fit is crucial. I think the Hawks have elements that you would like. Oh, man, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, but they just don't feel like a team. They're not connected.
And to me, a lot of that has to do with culture and front office. I think when you look at the on the floor situation with Trae Young, sometimes I go, he's great. And other times I go, you need to be coached differently. You just need someone to manage you
Tremendous
better.
talent.
It's almost like it's not obviously like exact similar. I'm not comparing the two because Luka Doncic is even better, obviously, than Trae Young. But I look at how even Luka has been coached over the years and that style of play and how it's probably not sustainable going into a postseason and going far into a postseason. I feel that same way with Trae Young, and he's a high usage player that just needs to be managed and told how to play basketball with the great pieces that he has, right? And it's not only him. I guess that's my point to it. That's why I think it's ridiculous when all the drama tries to get put on one person. Lakers did that with Russ. Like, you don't want that to happen with Trae.
Yeah, and I think you get that label, though. It's hard to shake. And he's starting to get that label as an NBA player. I do think it's unfair. I think could he have had something to do with it? Yeah, I think performance, sure. But like Nate McMillan, not great at connecting with today's player, in my opinion. And having a front office and an ownership group that's a complete mess. Those are all factors. You can't put that all on Trae. I mean, I would not be surprised if Trae gets moved during this offseason.
Really?
Yeah, I think he probably needs a fresh start. This Hawks thing has been bizarre. It looked like it was going in such a great direction when they made it to the conference finals out of nowhere. But since then, you just look at the talent on the team and you go, how?
How?
They should be better.
In this modern day NBA, you have length. You have bigs that can do so much more than just, block a shot and get a rebound. Like, you have valuable pieces on this squad. And you keep just dangling this thing over poor John Collins, like, oh, maybe we'll trade you. No, actually, stay put. I forget who else we were talking to, and they were telling us about John Collins and telling us how he is truly one of the nicest people ever. And then we were talking about how we heard about that from Kevin Herter on the Zach Lowe podcast. So he gets this reputation as something else because he's connected to so much drama and chaos in this organization, when, poor thing, that doesn't need to be his reputation.
And then big picture, Kings coaches could be getting targeted, you know what I mean? Like Jordy Fernandez, probably not long for the job in Sacramento.
That sucks, dude.
I mean, it's great for him.
Yeah, no, it is.
But the Kings have a really good coaching staff.
They do.
Jay Triano is legit. Luke Laux, Christie.
Yeah.
It's a good staff.
No, I mean,
Lindsey Harding.
I was going to say, even with Lindsey Harding and just the way that she develops some of the players down the bench and keeps them ready. Terrence Davis, she does a great job with him before games and obviously at practices as well. But yeah, they've got a strong coaching staff.
What a great problem to have, man.
Yeah.
When was the last time people are after a Kings assistant coach?
That's a good
When
point.
was the last time? When was the last time a Kings assistant coach was plucked from the Kings staff and hired to be a head coach?
Do you know?
I can't think of any.
The only, I mean, I could be missing one.
Okay.
I think you have to go back to Terry Porter, who was here for like a year on Adelman's staff, and I think he got the Bucks job after that.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, either way, that would make sense because it was Rick Adelman's staff. Oh, that your knowledge is incredible, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's like you're 100 years old.
I'm blanking on the former Nets head coach name, and it's going to kill me because that was another guy that got plucked up from the Kings staff. That was, again, the last time they were good.
Okay.
Why am I blanking
Don't
on his
blank.
name?
You got to get it.
Byron Scott. Byron Scott was with Rick Adelman and then got the Nets coaching job.
Okay.
That's was with Jay Kidd when they went to the NBA Finals a couple of times. So, yeah, I mean, that's where you're at. People are recognizing you there in coaching circles, and he's got a great reputation around the league.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want him to succeed, so I don't want him to take the Hawks job. It's not. Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think he could succeed. It's tough.
Okay.
It's tough. He's a connector,
Yeah.
which matters, but you have to have all the pieces. You have to have the support staff too. All right, coming up next, dude, De'Aaron Fox seems more connected than ever with the Sacramento Kings. Over the weekend, he said something about a player who the Kings are trying to go after.
Ooh.
Remember Sasha Vezenkov?
Oh, I remember.
He had some things to say, and then so Jade Triano that made me wonder about Sasha maybe coming to Sacramento next year.
Ayo.
We'll talk about it next. It's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports. Tyler says John Collins can't shoot anymore after that injury. Yeah, his shooting numbers, his fingers like mangled.
Yeah, no, I've seen the finger, and I mean, they either got to cut it off or like.
Yeah, how does that? You would think that there could be something to be done,
right? Like bend the bone back? I don't know. Ooh. Barf.
That's like the move in an action movie when they're getting in a fight and the guy just takes his finger.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another guy. It's the tinkle time.
Who let the pee out? Who let the pee out? Who?
Hey, Deuce. I haven't thought of any other. I haven't had time to think about any. Well, I had time this weekend that I could have thought of a Tinkle Time song.
Oh, but you were just focusing on yourself and having a good time with friends and family.
Always be thinking about content show. Yeah. Yeah, but I'll think of something. Give me a song. Just give me any song. Let's see if we can make a tinkle or a pee song to it.
I was thinking about one the other day, but I completely forgot about it.
This is why you write stuff down. You got to write stuff down, Chris. That's what I do. I recorded myself singing the stupid Elvis Tinkle Time Pee song because I wanted to remember.
What's the Elton John song?
Which one?
Not
Benny and the Jets.
Oh, that might work.
Tiny Dancer?
No.
Give me a little bit.
It's not Elton John.
Give me a
That's
little.
what friends are for.
God, I know what song you're thinking of. I don't think I could sing that. Okay. God, this is so hard. Yeah.
So I think that was the one I was thinking. I think it started with keep holding.
Ooh.
Keep trying.
Good. Yes.
I'm trying to think of what should we go.
Toilet accident pee.
You know that the break's coming in just 2 more seconds.
Ooh. But
that's what tinkle time is for.
Good job. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll think of a new one soon. Hey, Deuce.
Hey, what's up?
What?
You're such a nerd. Hey, if you're in the chat, hit the thumbs up button. Let's get to 150 before we get back. I didn't.
What?
I wish I brought a coffee into the studio today. Just a little kick would be great right now.
Oh.
I need a snack. What's up, Patrick? I need a snack.
Well, you got 2 more hours, bud. You really didn't pack a snack?
Have you guys seen the French guard, Ryan Rupert? No. Have not, believe it or not. I'm not into the. I'm so happy not to know anything about the draft this year. I don't care about it because I'm so focused on the Kings getting into the playoffs. Previous years around this time, we're going, yeah, man. So do you think the Kings, if they get in the top 4, or where are they going? The only draft person I know would be, what is this? Is this for me?
How? Oh my God.
Where'd you get this?
I love that Chris.
You're going to give this to me.
Oh,
thanks, Chris.
And he stared you down in your eyes and said, shut up,
Peanut
kid,
butter
eat
chocolate
this.
chip protein bar. And it's plant-based.
What? Oh my God, Chris
Thank you.
Verlaud? So nice.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. You were just saying something. Oh no. Eat.
It's not just eat. All right. So Chris, do you have a iced Americano on you, like an extra one on you?
I don't.
With an ad shot?
Okay, I need to text our sales team. We need Nespresso.
Oh, dude, if we had
BetterHelp. I'm actually going to write these down so I don't forget. Nespresso. Ooh, I need a massage.
What's up, J-Rock?
Wait.
Corey says Chris is a dog.
Dog of the day.
Dude, this De'Aaron clip I'm gonna play coming up. Really interesting.
Oh, okay. I'm here for it. No.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports headlines. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's surgery for his injured ligament in his elbow has been delayed. Purdy was expected to get the internal brace surgery today, but was unable to due to inflammation in his elbow. The new date for surgery is expected in early March with the hope that he will be ready by late August. Sacramento Kings are finally back in action tomorrow when they host three-point contest winner Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. You can listen to the game starting with game night right here on Sactown Sports. Now more of Deuce and Mo.
It's Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
I know we all think players need the All-Star break, and we can all use it.
Okay.
We got to have games back. We need games tonight. Do they need this long off? What do we
Yes.
do? What do we do?
Dude, I'm all for the long break. Not for us in my
Yeah.
viewing pleasure, but yeah, is there
Like, I'm desperate.
It was weird last night.
Oh,
Just like-
man, if you had Pistons Spurs tonight, I know they played, I think, right before the break. I might turn on Pistons Spurs tonight. I'm fiending.
I mean,
a
I
little
would
bit.
turn on Pistons Spurs tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely
How's
would.
Wiseman looking? You know, I
Ooh.
would be hyping up that game.
Yeah. No, I would do that. But I also I mean, why not even have G League stagger and make sure then that you have like a Stockton Kings game last night or something? Just give me something so then I can like judge Nemi and be like, is that really the Kings like next big to go up and be on the bench?
Stockton only plays their home games at the same time as the Kings play at home. It's weird.
Worst schedule this year.
The worst. I appreciate you guys joining us. It's Juice Mason. It's Morgan Reagan. I think we're starting week 5 back here at Sactown Sports.
Wozers.
Appreciate you guys being here.
Is that a new word?
Wozers.
Yeah, what is Wozers?
I don't know. I meant wow. And then whoa came out and then I added zers. Great.
Are you okay? What? That was the
No.
worst breakdown I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, I'm not okay.
I got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you did. Okay.
It almost sounded like you were saying hosers, you hosers.
Hoses. What is that?
You got to use a Canadian accent.
Oh, hoses? Hose. Goose? What? Hockey? What does a Canadian do?
You cannot do it. I'm sorry. You just can't.
Okay. I'll
You don't have it.
No,
You
no.
know, it's not in the wheelhouse for you.
Canadian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not your thing.
A boot.
Oh, what's that about?
Mm.
No. Okay.
Awful.
Okay.
Awful.
Proceed.
You know, De'Aaron Fox at the All-Star break,
Yeah.
he had some interesting things that we failed to talk about yesterday. And I saw our buddy Sean Cunningham put this out. Very interesting because Sasha Vezenkov is a name that I know some casual fans are like, who the hell is this? Well, he plays in Europe. The Kings have his rights. He traded for his rights last year. There was some thought that maybe this offseason he was going to come and sign with the Sacramento Kings and play with them this year. It didn't get worked out, but the Kings still remain interested. They have his rights. He's playing overseas right now. This guy might be the EuroLeague MVP.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Yeah.
Like he can shoot the ball. He's got good size. He's been over there for a minute. I'm not saying he's going to come over and be, this is not Luka Doncic coming
No.
to Sacramento. Obviously, Luka is a once in a generational talent. He was
I
like
don't know if our
19.
floor could handle it.
What?
He's making a joke about Luka's weight.
Oh, you're
And Sasha Vezenkov is a vet. Like he's 27 years old, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's not like you're getting some young guy, but he's clearly a guy that's playing the best basketball of his career right now. And so many people are wondering, can the Kings still find a way to bring him over? De'Aaron Fox was asked about him at All-Star Weekend. And I'm thinking, what's he going to say?
Yeah.
You think he knows who Sasha Vezenkov is? You think De'Aaron Fox has anything of substance to add besides, hey, we'll see. I'll let the front office do their thing. I want you guys to listen to what Fox had to say. He literally broke down his game. Oh, same issue. I don't know what's happening here. We need a touch button.
How old is this equipment?
I'm going over to click a button. It is 2023. Can I get a touch button to just press?
We have
do that
better
in my podcast.
equipment in our podcast studio.
I'll do the show from my house. I can't even click on anything. Anyway, Chris, De'Aaron Fox, what do you have to say about Sasha Vezenkov?
You know, I've actually looked at a film of him, and it's funny because I tell Keegan this a lot, and I'm like, Keegan, if we want to win the championship at some point, you know, either you're going to be one of those guys or we're going to find one of those guys, because at the end of the day, I think a lot of, like, it's an extremely, like, wing-based league where most of the time, you know, the better teams have, you know, one of the better wings in the league. So being able to see someone like him play and what he's done in the EuroLeague is crazy, and it's just how efficient that he's playing. Obviously, we would love for him to come over and just add to our team. You know, I feel like you can never have a team that's too deep.
So you think he could be a good fit on the court for you?
I think he would be a great fit. I've seen where he doesn't dribble a lot. He's a guy who can play out of the mid post. He shoots the ball extremely well. For one, if you can shoot the ball well in this league, there's a spot for you. Some team, there's going to be, especially where you're 6'7", 6'8", and you can shoot the ball. There are a lot of spots for you in this league.
And he's a quick catch and shoot guy, by the way.
I'm glad you're adding to that, but De'Aaron Fox just broke his game down.
Amazing.
Kings seem pretty invested in trying to get this. When one of their best guys is talking about him, like, this is how we'd fit. Oh, I think he would be a great fit. I told Keegan, if we're going to win a championship. That was not just him talking about Sasha there, in my opinion. That was just hearing a sample of how locked in De'Aaron Fox is with where he wants to be in his career in Sacramento. This guy could not have been more disengaged in January of last year. Cool. 1 year later, the guy's an all-star. He's married, having another kid. Like, life's good for him.
Yeah.
The team is winning. There's some deep passion there. I love that clip from De'Aaron Fox.
I love it. Like you said, and I was joking, adding on, but that's truly what Sasha can do. De'Aaron's breakdown of what he could add to their team not only shows how locked in and engaged he is and his understanding of where this league has gone and how it's evolved, but it's his understanding of what he needs around him to evolve as an individual and as a team that wants to be a true contender one day, right? It's exciting to hear him talk like that, but one of the best things was that he was talking about it with Keegan Murray. Like, Deuce, you and I, we only talk and watch practically anything that has to do with podcasting, broadcasting, any of the above,
sure.
Right? Like, that's entertainment. That's like, we just crave it. We love it so much. Him being around people who love and crave basketball, that's what you're talking about. That's what you're doing. That's what's on your mind. And it's in a healthy way. It's in a good way. And I just love that that's where De'Aaron's mind is at.
And it's one thing for De'Aaron to be breaking down some other NBA player, but for him to be talking about a guy who's just dominating EuroLeague right now and break down the game that way, and also super strategically, EuropeHoops.net, who's asking me about this, knows that Sasha's probably going to see this because they're doing a write-up about this. Or I'm sure that Sasha goes to SactownSports.com and reads Frankie Cardicelli's latest recap of what just went down. Frankie did do a piece. Actually, that was not Frankie who did it. My bad. Joseph did.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. That was bad of me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joseph.
Frankie's dead to us anyway.
Yeah, he's dead. SactownSports.com has a piece on this. And the other thing that was detailed was that Jay Triano, the assistant coach, Jay Triano, flew over to go watch him play recently.
Come on now.
That's pretty, like,
come on now.
Jay Triano just loves basketball. The guy's always in Stockton watching G-League games when they're off, but he went over and he was asked about watching him. Like, he answered questions from a reporter there when he went to go see him play in the Greek Cup final 8. He says, I have seen him play on film, but with the All-Star break, it's an opportunity to see him play live. Sometimes you see things differently live.
True.
He's a very good teammate, passes the ball well. He's got a good feel for the game, a very smart basketball player. He doesn't need the dribble. He's got size. He can see over the defense. He can make a pass. He's a good decision maker too. I'm really impressed with him. I just value basketball intelligence because if you have enough guys on the floor that have basketball intelligence, you find a way to make the ball move and be in the right places.
Yep.
So those are the things I like the most.
And
that's Jay Triano talking about Sasha Vezenkov.
And obviously that's like what he's saying, like seeing him up close and personal, being able to break down some other things when you're watching them live. But, and obviously over time, I've only watched highlights. I haven't watched full games with Sasha Vezenkov, but watching some of the highlights and watching him understand how to move without the basketball, relocating himself in certain positions on the floor to understand where he needs to catch and shoot, and his release, so quick, so high up there because he's a 6'7" guy. It is a beautiful thing. And yes, when you think about putting that in this motion offense and guys like De'Aaron Fox dribbling down to the paint, the defense collapse. Oh no, where'd it go? Spray out. Boom. You got guys out along the 3-point line. Sasha back there just making it rain.
Yeah, I think my biggest question with him is not so much offensively, it's defensively, right? Like, I think he could.
Yeah, what's
defense matter? If you put up 165 points a game, defense does not matter. But it's defensively, like what position? Is he more of a 4 at this level? I would say probably a stretch 4 at this level. Then you start going into, is that a Harrison Barnes potential replacement if HB leaves during free agency? You bring Sasha over. It's interesting to see how this may come together. And, Sasha had a chance to come over this year, but I don't know that he would have liked his role this season. Also, I'm sure there's part of him that was like, hey, if I'm coming to the NBA for the first time, number one, I want to be in a position to play.
Yeah.
But I also want to be in a stable environment. We just talked about with Jordy Fernandez, maybe the Hawks interested in him as head coach. Like, if you're Sasha, you are the guy right now in the EuroLeague.
Yeah.
You're home.
Oh, my God.
You're making good money. You're still making good money. But there's also a chance to go to the NBA. But you don't want to take that chance if you're just going to end up, playing 7 minutes a night and not doing your thing when you can go make good money.
Yeah.
Be closer to home and ball it up. So it's a tough thing. I think the Kings have worked on their reputation now, right? They are seemingly on their way to at least be in the playoff conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Brown's front runner for coach of the year, one of the front runners, and the front office is intact.
And you have your star players talking about you, across the way.
Do you think that's impactful if De'Aaron Fox is saying that stuff? Like,
Absolutely. How is it not? If someone's talking about you from a company that wants you or something, it's influential, right? It's going to be like, oh, that's nice to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
I mean, if you think next offseason you're adding Sasha and Keegan's taking a jump.
Yeah. Sounds really nice. Where's the defense?
Keegan plays some defense. Fox is going to get better.
Yeah.
Make some other tweaks too.
I like it.
I like this long-term, man. We'll talk more about it on the radio side in 60 seconds. We're always live. It's Deuce and Mo, youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Rory says they could have waived Metu and offered Sasha like $4.5 million per using the biannual exception that they didn't use. Yeah, I don't know that he wanted to come over this year.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I think you get it. Money may not have been that big of a factor. It's probably, all right, what's my role? Do I trust what's happening there? Like, this has been a bad spot to play basketball for a long time.
Hey, are the Suns set up for a decade of dominance, and we haven't even seen Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul play together? And
Why do we do this?
Is
Why?
Devin Booker on the team? So the answer is yes.
And they're showing plays against the Sacramento Kings, by the way.
I mean, Devin Booker did go off against the Kings.
I don't know.
Why do we go that far?
That's a producer that is just trying to
No, well, I mean, we talked about it. There's no games going on. When else are they supposed to talk about
that?
it?
A decade
harsh.
of dominance.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years. How old will Kevin Durant be in 10 years?
102.
44, right?
Yeah. I don't. With his injuries,
And Chris Paul's
surprised.
on his way
we
out.
gotta go. We're coming back.
No.
Deuce and Mo on your local sports leader.
Sactown Sports.
Just so you guys know, our setup here,
Mhm.
if you're driving around, or even if you're watching us on YouTube, we have two TVs on here. One of them's on ESPN, and it's not like we're sitting here watching, but during breaks, you'll look up, oh, what are they doing? NBA Today is on right now.
Mhm.
Here is the question. Are the Suns set up for a decade of dominance?
Mhm.
Kevin Durant hasn't played a game with them.
Nope.
And we're talking about a decade of dominance in a league, by the way, where like teams just don't stay together that long anymore. Oh, and I don't know, Kevin Durant, a guy who has he spent a decade anywhere? Oh, Kevin Durant will be 44. Set up for a decade of dominance. Can we see if they can be good this year first?
And on top of that, they're talking about what the Nets got and all the first round picks that they got from the Suns. So, like, that's part of your future as your old guys seem to lose a step. I'm not saying that's going to happen right away. You're seeing what LeBron's doing at 38 years old. Anything can happen with Kevin Durant and Chris Paul. But we've already seen the start of Chris Paul, the injuries catching up in age.
Yeah, and as high as I am on Kevin Durant to the Suns, I think they can come out of the West. Would they be the favorites to win it all? No. Like, I think the favorites are in the East. I think it's the Celtics and Bucks.
One time we should take an entire show from NBA Today and take every single one of their headlines and do like an hour of our show with their headlines, and we discuss their hot takes.
We would just make fun of them the whole time.
I love that idea.
Yes!
I absolutely love that idea.
Yes. Thank you.
So how would we do that? Give me an example.
So we would take it. We'd probably have to take it from the day before.
Sure. Yeah.
And we would take it from their whole show. So they'd be like, okay, going on to the next topic. Are the Suns going to dominate for the next decade? So boom, we would take that. We would talk about that, why it's a stupid thing to even say. And then they might even have a good topic that we get to talk about. I saw them talking about dynamic duo with Kyrie and Luka. You know, I've seen that topic like 7 times in the last week, you know, so it's just
exhausting.
It is. No, it truly is. And I'm like, how about you shove the Kings up there? Like, I'll give you something to talk about. There's lots of things going on in the NBA. Just wild.
Did you see the news about the NBA All-Star ratings today?
Oh, no. I mean, I saw, but I didn't see.
Sunday's NBA All-Star game was the lowest rated and least watched edition of the game. Ratings declined 29%. And viewership, 27% from last year's All-Star game. Their record low audience places the NBA All-Star game well behind this year's edition of the NFL Pro Bowl, the flag football game. This year's decline was the steepest for the game since 2000.
Okay, couple questions.
Yeah.
Was it steep going into the game, or was it like how they played made it steep?
If you're asking for the hour by minute breakdown of the NBA All-Star ratings, I don't have that for you.
Okay.
The reality is not a lot of people tuned in, and it's, I mean, I'm sure some of it was people tuned out fast, right? You had a 35-minute draft, weird Post Malone concert. Oh, and then we start the game, and Giannis comes after a game.
What was it?
Not
Probably
playing.
started at 8:30 Eastern time.
All I know, and you go to an app or you went to ESPN.com, wherever, and hey, what time's the game start? It said 4:30. And in my head, I'm like, it's not going to be 4:30, but it'll be like 5.
Yeah, that's what you told me. You're like,
What?
tune in at 5.
Was it like 5:45?
Yeah.
6 o'clock?
Here's what made me the most upset about the All-Star game.
What?
I tuned in at 4:30. I know it wasn't going to start until way later, but I tuned in at 4:30 because I want to see Vin Diesel intro the team players.
Great point.
And where was he?
He just said, hey, this is family. Now I'll give it to the guy that actually is going to do it.
Lame.
That's so, no, honestly, it was false advertising, right?
Yes.
And that is illegal.
And honestly, I just think
The Rock wouldn't have done that. The Rock would have had all of them down.
Never.
he's busy with the XFL. I mean, I think the other thing with this weekend is like we spent so much time talking about how bad the game was.
Yeah.
We get it. Okay, everyone talks about how bad the game is. some people are like, why do you care? What's it matter? It's like, it does matter for the league.
It does.
Like Silver looking at this today and going, wow, we had like less than 4 million people watch the best basketball players in the world play an exhibition game.
Yep.
Like the whole idea of the All-Star game is, hey, all these stars are in one spot and they're playing a game. You have to watch because you never get to watch it, but it's turned into a joke. And that's the problem for the league. It's a problem for ratings. It's a problem for TNT. There's, sponsorship agreements. It's not good.
It's a cool concept. Like when you even just put it like that, all the best stars in the world right here in one spot. When I saw all the Instagram posts, I didn't look until All-Star Game Sundays when I was really like, okay, I'm going to put myself back into this. I'm having some FOMO, looking at all the posts, looking at Post Malone stuff. And I had a little FOMO, it was like, oh, this is really cool. There's a lot of cool events going on in Utah. Watching that game, I was so just bored and disappointed that I was like, oh, I didn't miss anything all weekend then,
I hope that with all that, with how you feel about, you don't feel like you missed anything, the fact that the ratings are down for the game, that it does open up Adam Silver's mind a little bit, because when he was asked about load management over the weekend, he had a weird response. And I feel like he's been more open about like, yeah, we need to be better with load management. Our players need to play. We're letting fans down. But now he's kind of backtracked on it a little bit. Here's what Adam Silver had to say about load management in the league. I forgot.
I was going to tell you, but I was like, I'm going to let him try just in case. Don't be disappointed.
What were you thinking, Deuce?
Adam Silver, the suggestion that they should play for the league's sake and not do so much load management.
Many of you talk to and know well, who are often playing through enormous pain, or play through all kinds of, I hesitate to label them injuries, but play through all kinds of aches and pains on a regular basis. And the suggestion, I think, that these men, in the case in the NBA, somehow should just be out there more for its own sake, I don't buy into.
Okay, I hear what he's saying. We don't want guys who are like in immense pain to play through things, right? But I think part of the problem is we have seen more key players miss more time than ever in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the All-Star game, how many times were we talking about potential All-Stars going, yeah, but he only played 30 games. He played 28 games. And some of these guys have legit injuries. Absolutely. We're not saying that. But there are other guys who are just like missing games because the medical staff thinks like, hey, we should have them take this game off. It does suck for the fans. And I'm sorry, with how expensive tickets are,
dude,
if you're a family and you want to see these guys play, it does suck when you're taking little Betty and Johnny. Do people name their kids Betty and Johnny?
They might.
Betty? When's the last time someone named their kid Betty?
Probably 1967.
I'm sure it started as Elizabeth. That turned into Betty.
That's a good point, too.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You think kids are named Betty you think there's someone named Betty?
I know someone named Betty.
That's their name.
Elizabeth?
Yeah.
I thought it was short for Elizabeth.
Is
what?
That makes sense, right?
Liz or Lizzie is short for Elizabeth. Sure. Betty?
Where'd he get Bob from?
Robert.
I thought you get it from Dick, right?
Where'd he get Bill from?
Or is that the short name for? I'm
blown away right now.
Oh, it says with Bethany and Elizabeth.
Huh?
Betty.
Betty is Elizabeth?
Yep.
Huh. Elizabeth, Betty. I guess that's weird. But if you're taking little Betty or Elizabeth to a game, or little Johnny, and you just spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, Steph's not playing.
Dude.
I mean, if you got the money to take a kid to a game, you're probably naming your kid Caleb or
That's a great point.
Apple.
Yes, or Johnson. What I will tell you though, too, that those 2 games against the Mavs, I met a lot of people that first night. Mavs jerseys, Luka jerseys. Like, we came to see Luka, and I'm like, yo, you got to get tickets to tomorrow night because that's when he's going to play. So, again, you're absolutely right. And now, Luka's injury at that time, though, was his heel contusion. It was serious.
Yeah, they want him to come and play back-to-back.
It makes sense.
I get that.
Makes sense.
We'll talk more about it coming up next, including what else Adam Silver had to say and what Anthony Edwards had to say about load management What do you think is the biggest issue facing the NBA? Think about it. Get us in the chat, youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Also, 1-800-920-1140. It's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
Hard to talk with some food in your mouth?
Yeah. I don't care.
Did you happen to see?
I don't care.
Did you happen to see what Jalen Rose was wearing?
Yes.
He looked like Harley Kiner from Boy Meets World. What is he
Wait,
doing?
who?
Harley Kiner. You don't know who Harley Kiner is?
No.
You never watched Boy Meets World?
Yes, I have, but I don't know everyone's.
Harley Kiner.
He was the bully.
Harley Kiner.
He was the bully that looked just like Jalen Rose earlier.
Just to be clear, no one knew who the bully's name.
Yeah.
No one knew the name.
Everyone knows who Harley Kiner is.
No.
Oh my God. No. That was the bully? Barely remember that.
I can't believe how many
Guess you
people
weren't
knew.
that big of a BMW fan.
Guess not.
I can't believe how many people knew the Elizabeth Betty thing. I had no idea.
Well, I saw Beatrix too. Was you can go short with Betty.
You know, that's a name that should come back.
Yeah,
I like
I
Beatrix.
agree. I named my kid Beatrix. Yeah, no.
Hey, Deuce, is the PC pot up in there on the?
Is it ST2PC?
Let's say yes.
Okay. Does it have to be up?
Yeah.
You want me to turn it up?
Let's try it.
Is it working? Yeah, it is or no?
That's the only thing I probably don't like.
Okay, cool. Trevor says casuals. Who doesn't know Harley? I didn't know his name. I mean, I know Corey, Sean.
Yeah, you're cash.
It's
That's
just,
fine.
I just here. I know the stars. Harley was not a star.
I mean, he was.
Who
there
was the
for-
star of the show? Corey, Topanga, Mr. Feeney.
Yeah.
Sean, a tier below.
Eric.
Yeah, kind of a tier below. Without Corey, Topanga, and Feeney, the show just doesn't work. Yeah, I didn't like as a kid. I didn't like Sean.
Oh, because he was too. I love Sean.
Kind of.
I wanted him to be my best friend.
I think part of it is because I felt like I had his life a little bit, just like this chaotic white trash.
And you weren't that cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you live like that, kids aren't like treating you like, wow, you're the coolest kid in
Mhm.
school. Like, oh, they're gonna make fun of you and bully you.
Okay. Harley was big on Girl Meets World. Okay. I didn't watch Girl Meets World.
I never watched Girl Meets World.
Oh, I never watched.
Brooke says
Girl
that Sean was not a tier below Corey.
No,
Yeah.
he belongs up with Corey.
Sean disappearing, you don't notice. Corey not being there,
They made a whole episode about him disappearing.
Yeah, and we didn't really miss him though. Did you miss him?
What, like one of the episodes? The episode that they talk about is when Sean joins a cult. That's like one of the biggest
Sean
episodes of all time.
joined a cult?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's the best episode of television ever.
The best one was when the Big Show was on it.
Big Show.
And by Big Show I meant Vader.
Which episode?
What wasn't Big Show on what show was I thinking with Big Show on it?
He was on something.
But this Vader, that was one of my favorite episodes when Vader was on it.
Which one?
Boy Meets World.
Yeah, which episode?
Well, he was on multiple, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember the specific.
The one where they actually, when Corey had to be in his corner and help him beat Jake the Snake Roberts.
I met Jake. I found a picture of me and Jake the Snake Roberts from when I was a kid.
Oh,
I'll have to
wow.
bring it in. Yeah.
Oh, so he's in like the middle of like.
Yeah. Yeah. I met him at Laser Force in Carmichael.
That's the most 90s sentence ever. I met Jake the Snake Roberts at Laser Force.
Deuce has this thing too that the 90s was the best time technology wise.
Oh, if you picked, if we could just stop in 95, like we just peaked and it was like nothing else. This is life. 95.
So like your cell phone, maybe you have a cell phone or
No,
maybe not.
No,
Okay.
you don't have a cell phone.
No cell phone, internet, not really. There's some like basic
Dial up, yeah.
But you have like cable. There's satellites kind of there.
Got my 58, or
You
whatever
got
it
everything.
was. Yeah.
You think about it, now there are people who are going back to VHS. You have wrestling fans that are like putting matches like AEW Dynamites on VHS now and watching them that way. Everyone likes this stuff back then. Like I know there's some stuff that's easier, and I think part of this is I'm being creeped out by all this chat GPT
The AI stuff, yeah.
The AI, because our world will be ending at the
Correct.
hands of artificial intelligence we created.
Yes.
So that's
Continue.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Verlad with your Sactown Sports headlines. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's surgery for his injured ligament in his elbow has been delayed. Purdy was expected to get the internal brace surgery today, but was unable to due to inflammation in his elbow. New date for surgery is expected in early March with the hope that he'll be ready for the season in late August. Sacramento Kings are finally back in action tomorrow when they host three-point contest winner Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. You can listen to tomorrow's game starting with game night right here on Sactown Sports. Now more of Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
Appreciate you guys being with us today. Of course, we're here Monday through Friday, 11 to 2 p.m. Pacific time. We got shows live and local from 6A to 6P. Also appreciate the fact that, like, there's a lot of people on vacation right now, you know?
Yeah.
And they're still having live and local shows. Like this morning, you had Jay and my guy Whitey Gleason on.
Dude, I know.
Just keep it moving.
It's great. It's always great that I don't know, just the live local perspective.
Yeah.
To me, just has a different energy, different flow.
And you got the chat popping. Appreciate everyone in the YouTube chat at youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140. Before we just took this break, we were talking about load management in the NBA. It was kind of a big topic at NBA All-Star Weekend. Adam Silver also, his point to load management, he's kind of making a point now that, well, is it that big of a concern because our fans are saying otherwise?
Oh,
we tested it during the break. I don't know. We tested it during the break.
Hey.
How many times?
You can't get mad.
How many times?
You can't get mad. Hey, don't do it again.
No, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I could say two things, but I won't.
Try it one more time.
Here's what Adam Silver had to say about fans not being upset.
I then look at the data and think, all right, well, this year we're going to likely break the all-time record for tickets sold. We're likely going to have the all-time record for season ticket renewals. So our fans aren't necessarily suggesting that they're that upset with the product that we're presenting.
So here he's saying,
which fans?
We're selling more tickets than ever, more season tickets. So that means the fans, blah, blah. Dude, you can't, that to me is a short-sighted way of thinking. I think Adam Silver's got to be careful there, right? Because, yeah, that may work, but if you're going to empower so much of this,
yeah,
that's an issue. I'm not saying everyone needs to be Domantas Sabonis and play through injury. I'm not suggesting that, but let's be mindful with this whole rest thing, especially when we're in a league that has fewer back-to-backs than they have ever had. They're actually in the future trying to make it so there are even less back-to-back. So guys don't have to worry about that either. It almost feels like it's just something we're going to have to live with as basketball fans.
It feels like it. And yeah, I think you look at just this day and age and pace of every league, right? It's not just the NBA. It's all the best leagues and how the game gets better, faster, stronger, all of the above. But what I hear in that comment, Deuce, and I think we have to be honest with ourselves, rich people are so out of touch. And what, Adam Silver makes 8 mil, 10 mil a year, right? Like, he rich. And I'm an Adam Silver
So
gal.
he's just looking at the numbers.
This seems like a cash grab.
Yes. And my point is, because when he looks at those numbers, he's not seen who the NBA fan is that's buying those, and who not only is buying those, it could be a company with lots of money. So then they're grabbing all those season tickets, all these different things. But then other people that are having to buy season tickets, like, I'm sorry, I've never in my life, even with 7 different jobs, was able to afford season tickets with everything else, like a car payment, a mortgage, like all these different things that you're trying to pay for in your life. So it's always, to me, like, you got some money if you can pay for season tickets.
Yeah, but they're purchased. People are buying the ticket to see the Bucks come to town because they're like, I get to see Giannis play. When he doesn't play, you don't go, oh, like it's an Amazon purchase. You just go, oh, let me go drop it off at Kohl's and I get my money back on my card. Like, the ticket's been purchased. It's subject to change without notice. You know what I mean? So that's part of the short-sightedness, where if you're going to have that reputation as a league, it's like, that's really tough for the fans. And to ignore that, I think, is misguided by Adam Silver. You want to hear what Anthony Edwards had to say about load management? he's quickly becoming one of my favorite players
Ooh.
with how he plays, but also just how he approaches things.
If there's anything I could change about the league to make it better, probably just all the guys sitting resting. That's the only thing I probably don't like. Just play, man. If you 80%, you got to play. I don't like all the sitting, missing games and stuff. Like these people might have enough money to come to one game. You know what I'm saying? And that might be the game they come to, and then you sitting out. You know what I'm saying? So I take pride in trying to play every game because I don't know. It might be one fan that has never seen me play, and I'm trying to play. So that's the only thing I don't like. Guys just sitting out. If there's anything I could change about the league.
Of course it
How
lives.
is it doing that?
Yeah, anyway, so what Anthony Edwards had to say there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And he's young. He's got a young body. I'm just trying to protect all the different ages throughout this league. But I 100 billion% agree with him. That was my mindset as an athlete, as a player. Like, you want that to be in the competitor's blood, to just want to push through and want to play. And I get it. There's some weird medical staffs out there that are like, absolutely no. Or you tell them one thing, like, I'm feeling something in the tip of my pinky. And they're like, whoa. We got to wait a game.
I think the other point that Silver has mentioned in the past, there's not really a lot of evidence that has shown that load management has been effective.
Yeah.
Like, do we know that this player missing this game on a Tuesday night has helped him play a game in June or May in the playoffs? I don't think there's enough evidence about that. Also, I thought Senior Informo in the chat brought up something that's legit. Most of these NBA teams do dynamic ticket pricing. So it's not like, hey, every game is the same price. No. The Lakers game's more expensive. The Bucks probably more expensive. Celtics. So you're paying for more, yet then you're seeing hey, it's Javon Carter starting tonight for Milwaukee. Yeah. That's what you have to think about.
That's trash, man. No, and I don't know what the answer is because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I was an NBA player today and I was getting paid that amount of money, and if by sitting a game, I'm still getting paid that money.
And it's not even you saying like, hey, I need the game off. They're like, no, can you take the day off?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to be swayed to be like, hey, but you're right. I could use a little day off this knee, like it's good. And now there's going to be another side of me that is a competitor. And it's like, no, I just can't rest. Like, put me in, coach, let's go. And that's what Sabonis is like. Right. But I also understand when you are swayed the other way to just like, take a second.
Also, another thing when we talk about when Silver's saying like, oh, well, we're making more money and we're selling more tickets and stuff like that. So that means it's good. I think we kind of forget that every commissioner in sports, their job is to make the owners money.
Yeah.
It's not to make it a good product. It's like, what's the way we can make the most amount of money for our owners? And if you don't do that, guess what? You're not commissioner anymore.
And I don't trust rich people. That's the other thing too. Like, they say the right things, they do what they need to do, but it's all about finishing up with the most amount of money. So.
But there's no problem. If people are buying tickets, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Adam Silver. Well, he's got some things to think about. I think this is an interesting time for Adam Silver as commissioner.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're in a league right now where it seems like every offseason there is a super duper star that is commanding a trade. There's a lot of chaos. And we all love the drama. Like you say, we love drama. But we also, sometimes it's fun to just talk basketball, right? And
that's true.
I think you're always going to have trade demands. You had trade demands in the 90s. I'm not saying like today's league is bad or anything, but I think there are just some concerns that like the fans obviously don't tune into your All-Star game. The fans are not totally happy with purchasing tickets where players they expect to see are there. I mean, if Milwaukee comes to town, that's one time a year.
Yeah. No, that's that. There's something.
Yeah.
There's something he's got to do. That's why I don't get paid $10 million a year, because I don't know the answer.
Well, we got a jam-packed show still.
Yeah.
We're on until 2 p.m. At 1 o'clock, we got Jason Gallagher from JJ Redick's podcast on. He's a big Mavs fan, too, so we'll ask him about the Mavs, his perspective on the Kings working with JJ Redick. It'll be a lot of fun. That's coming up at 1. It's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
Ayo,
Why would that clip just keep replaying after? What happened?
Are these
here?
the computers from Madison Avenue or what?
Oh, it might be.
Oh.
Honestly,
You think we're getting new computers?
I mean, it's 2023. Don't we want the best to be the best? Come on now. Let's go. You're the best around. Never ever let it down. That should be a P song. Jim, a bunch of billionaires paying a bunch of millionaires, and I still love the game. I love basketball. Love. And that's what honestly is so fun when you're watching like a good G League game, for example. You're going to have the duds, right? It's right under the NBA when it comes to talent, and not every team is going to be stacked. And sometimes there's teams, guys are called up or whatever it may be. But these guys are playing for something. And when you get a good, like not a messy, a good solid basketball game from these guys who are fighting to showcase themselves and actually utilizing their teammates and what they've learned from their coaches, it's fun to watch. Who is that one guy that used to be on the Stockton Kings that would always just shoot? I cannot think of his name. And he got called up to the Kings for a hot second. It was like 2 years ago. Troy something?
Troy Williams?
Was it Troy Williams?
Yeah.
Like, he was in it for him. But when he got hot, it was fun for like 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm curious from the chat because we have a whole bunch of different age ranges here.
Yeah.
If you were to pick a year for it to peak at, like just stop, like technology-wise, just life-wise.
Just technology-wise?
Well, if you could pause and be like, this is just how life's going to be for the rest.
Because like if you were to go like music, I would say early 90s.
No, I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about life. Just life.
Like
you
life.
pause like everything
like,
that you hit the pause button on 1995. This is what life is going to be like. It's just going to be these type of cars.
I loved 1998. Like I just remember, or it was 97. I don't know why. It was just like such a good time for me, right? I was young. It was a good time. No worries.
I felt like the late 90s were the absolute worst. Like 99 to 2000.
For you?
Huh?
For you?
No, just like in general.
I liked my life.
I'm thinking of music I thought was terrible. Movies
not music,
were terrible.
Dude. We're not.
Movies were terrible.
It's not about that. You're not thinking about
Internet was terrible.
That's it. There you go. Now you're thinking.
News was terrible.
Okay. I mean, what is news now? You know?
Awful.
Right. It all sucks. Everything's.
But you can find like good news.
I mean, all these companies are just owned by people that like write about this.
But now it's easier to find collectives that aren't owned by.
There's definitely good from this time around. There's a lot bad though too.
Yeah,
and when we're all taken over by AI, it's over.
I mean, I think you're talking about like it's just like, oh, it's always been awful, always, all the time.
Oh, awful, always, all the time. So again, I was thinking about my little white girl privilege at 1997. You know, just like loving my life with no worries.
See, I'm part of the generation where my freshman year Columbine happened, and then my senior year 9/11 happened.
Oh my God.
I know I've told this story before, but I'll never forget Columbine happening. And I was it fifth grade? That was 98 or 97?
97?
99?
Whatever year it was. I remember going to school that day, the next day or whatever it was, and I was talking to a student because again, I don't know why I'm thinking about this as a kid, but I was like, what happened? I was asking what would happen if this happened here. Like I was scared.
Yeah.
I got called to the office because they thought I was like planning something.
No.
Yeah.
What did they ask you in the office? I'm glad that they.
Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
I was trying to do the math in my head. I think we're like 31 hours away from Kings Blazers.
Yeah.
We say that now, but be careful what you wish for. That's gonna be a
Oh.
tough game, though. I can't wait to see what the crowd's like at Golden One Center. The last time we were at Golden One Center was the high of all highs. It was after that Kings Mavericks game.
Oh my God.
The Kings won on that Saturday night.
Yep, they won. That was great. I loved it. And then it was the Suns game that finished right before the All-Star break. Yeah.
Kings fans gonna need to bring the energy tomorrow.
Oh,
It's gotta be loud.
it feels when I put out today, I put something out like I need Kings basketball back. So many people were saying the same thing. Like you feel it. People are like, it's pent up energy. I'm ready to explode.
Bring it on now.
And the last couple of years, it's been like, when will the season end?
Oh,
Just get it
yeah.
over with.
Right.
I think last year there was a little bit of more intrigue at this time just because you had Sabonis. You're like, well, let's just see how it looks. But yeah, there's been many years you get to the All-Star break and you're like, cool, only 25 to go. Let's go ahead. Because you always knew that the last like 12 to 15 were just going to be hideous. You're going to be playing guys that you don't normally see.
How many years were you and I just being like, okay, let's break down Keon Ellis. Let's break down so-and-so. And we got excited about it.
Hey, what is Scal Labussiere?
Yes.
I mean,
Malachi Richardson, come on now.
Hey, look, if Malachi gets some legit time going into next year, you just don't know what that could do for his confidence, man.
God, we were Malachi people for a hot minute.
Oh, I thought Malachi I thought he had the potential to be a solid player.
Yep, I agree. We sang a song about him and everything.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. Some of your worst takes growing up are the ones when it's just like, you kind of lose sight of what really is good because you're bad for so long. So if there's somewhat like intriguing with your team, you start talking yourself in. They go, man, Scout did drop 30 in Phoenix, man.
Look how long he is. I
Well,
mean,
he
he's
shoot
young.
it.
Yeah.
He actually had some tools that you went, oh, that's intriguing. He did.
He
Big, like, his
totally
size, he could
did.
shoot. You're like, what's the worst case scenario with this guy? Well, he's not in the NBA. And then like Malachi Richardson, you're just like, he's a young guy. He's athletic. Oh, can he shoot it? Can he handle? Okay, there could be something there. But hey, man, you get to the NBA. A lot of these guys are talented.
Yep.
Can they string it together? Can they stay healthy? Do they want to put the work in? A lot of different factors come into play.
A lot of different factors. And that's what we've been talking about year after year after the All-Star break for the Sacramento Kings is can they develop these guys? And now this year we actually get to talk about can they stay in the top 6 and be a playoff team? Like that alone, I'm going to take a step back.
Take that step back.
And I'm going to soak it in, baby.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
How'd it feel to soak it in
honestly,
for a second? Yeah.
I felt like something came over me in this smelly boy studio. Truly.
Morgan, how do you feel when you saw the news about Brock Purdy that we're actually going to do this surgery in March? We're going to delay it a little bit. He was waiting for swelling in his right elbow to reduce so he can have that torn UCL repaired. It was supposed to happen on Wednesday in Arlington, Texas, but after he met with the doctor, the surgery will be delayed further. Purdy continues to have inflammation in the elbow, which is why the doctor recommended he postpone the surgery until it goes down further. Listen to this phrasing. They're aiming to regroup in early March with the hopes of getting it done then.
What?
With the hopes?
What?
It's
what? I'm confused, like how it's still swollen. You know what
must
I mean?
be pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like they have the answers. That's the problem is we're all like asking these questions. Yeah, there's not real answers. It's going to obviously push back the timeline a little bit. And who knows? Like you just hope that March it's better, but this has got to be a concern, right? Like the guy that you had so much high hopes for after what he did once he got the opportunity, gets hurt in that game when you're trying to go to the Super Bowl, can't even throw 5 yards down the field. And now he's going to need that surgery and he can't have it yet because the elbow is still swollen.
And it feels like every offseason for the 49ers, it's like, who's going to play? What's going to happen? Who's going to be in that position? And obviously you're going to have a healthy Trey Lance, but come on. We talked to Matt Maiocco. We talked to so many other people within and around the 49ers. And it felt like the answer going forward was going to be Brock Purdy. And that gets thrown on you at the NFC during the NFC championship game.
It's tough.
It's real tough.
So maybe they just bring back Jimmy G.
Oh, dear God.
Just sign Jimmy G for a lifetime deal. You just never know when you'll need him.
Yeah. No.
It is funny though. Like last year, like, yeah, Jimmy's not going to be back. He won't. And then he comes back and he's starting. And then this year at the end of the year, Shanahan was even like, yeah, he's not going to be back. But you're like, we've got 2 quarterbacks. Why would he come back? Why? We have 2 legit starting quarterbacks. We don't need the guy. And it's like, well, you actually might.
You got 1.5 as of right now. I mean, you basically have one whole one right now, just depending on where Trey Lance is with his health and everything. But yeah, for Brock Purdy though, it sucks. It sucks for the 49ers. But if you're him and you just had that magical Mr. Irrelevant turns into a star kind of story, and that's how it ends, and then it's just getting worse from there, is there like some quarterback curse going on with Kyle Shanahan and
honestly,
the 49ers?
It seems that way.
Really?
A bit. It's like you see a flash of good, like, no, just kidding. Just pull it right back.
I don't like it.
Derek Carr visited the Jets yesterday.
Yeah.
And the story coming out of there was pretty funny. ESPN had this. Diana Rossini tweeted that the Jets are really interested in Carr. Nothing but positive reviews. Now they wait for Aaron Rodgers to emerge from the darkness and inform the Packers of his plans. The Jets will be speaking to Green Bay about a trade if the Packers are willing. But let's rewind there.
Yes.
Just the phrasing of like,
yes.
Hey, well, we'll figure out the Rodgers thing. Is he still in the hole? He's still in the little darkness. Okay, cool. But the other thing that made me laugh is, well, I guess the Jets' pitch to Derek Carr was, hey, if you come to New York and win, you will cement yourself as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Wait, they said that to him?
Okay, you do not gas me up that much. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you say that? Is that your pitch to him?
Yeah, why would he instantly become a first ballot Hall of Fame? Are there people within that system that know someone that can make it happen?
Listen, Derek, we have a pretty good feeling that we can make the playoffs if you're our quarterback. That alone will make you a first round Hall of Famer quarterback.
First ballot, baby.
Like,
thank you.
That's ridiculous. And that's a ridiculous thing to put onto someone. Like, that's all you should care about is your individual resume.
I want to think of it like the person is thinking a lot like I would myself, as you say that if you come play with us, you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, knowing that they're not coming. So when he goes someplace else and doesn't make the Hall of Fame, told you.
Yeah.
That genius. God, you?
I mean, I guess the point is
genius.
If you win in New York, the Jets haven't won anything of real substance in a long, long time. Also, like, do we trust their judgment on anything? They did draft Zach Wilson number 2 overall in 2021. And it's just like, done. We're done with him.
Yeah.
Hasn't lived up to the hype. Professional. We don't really like the guy. They're moving on. But what I love is, hey, Derek, come here. If you win, you'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And it's like, hey, when does Rodgers get out of the hole, though? We get Rodgers. It's funny. I just don't believe it. Derek apparently is going to take his time with the decision. He should. Like, you shouldn't just run into something. I also, like, if I'm a quarterback, I don't know if I'm, like, excited to be the guy that's trying to save the Jets. Like, of course, if it turns around, you're like, this is amazing. It's also the New York media that. Ugh.
Well, it goes to how many times have people said to NBA players, and especially when you think about the Kings, like, hey, how cool would it be if you're part of that team that turns it around, that stops this 16-year playoff drought? You know, like, that, of course, means something to these players, but they're thinking about it from a team perspective. They're going, yeah, as a team, if we can succeed and be a part of that, that's great. It feels like the Jets are saying, you, Derek Carr, no matter what, if you even get into the playoffs, you, my friend, are a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't think they're saying necessarily playoffs. I think they're talking about, like, winning, maybe winning a whole thing.
And they're still going to throw the Hall of Famer thing at him?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bing bong.
I mean, if Derek Carr had, like, a renaissance with the Jets.
Yeah.
And they won a Super Bowl or competed, like, I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. New York.
Deuce is convinced now.
New York's winning a Super Bowl in New York is worth like 7 elsewhere.
Really?
Yeah, it's just overhyped. I mean, we always talk about, like, Joe Namath is regarded as, hey, the Broadway Joe, hey. And then you go look at his, like, stats in the NFL and you're like, not really good.
Ooh.
Yeah, wait, he has more interceptions than touchdowns and he's a Hall of, okay. All right, coming up next, we're going to move on, talk some hoops. Jason Gallagher does some amazing work, ultra talented. He will be joining us live coming up next on Deuce and Mo. Hi, YouTube chat. Hey, get to 200 thumbs up before I get back. Have the tinkle.
Oh. Can I pee? Only fools hold it in, 'cause I can't help having an accident. I always forget my own lyrics, you know? Someone had some parody ideas. I mean, it's just too hard on the spot because, again, you can only use the words toilet, pee, accident, tinkle. If you got anything else that is appropriate for live shows, you can put it in the chat. It's tinkle time. I could do a jingle too. I can make up my own jingle. Yes, I am thinking. I was thinking someone, I think someone said I can't get no satisfaction, but I can't think of like satisfaction. Yeah, there's too many syllables to think of. P and tinkle. That's only tinkle time. I can't get no toilet time. I can't get no toilet time. And I try, and I try, and I try. And I try. I can't get no toilet time. Hey.
Were you taking requests right now? Is that why you're doing this?
Relief. That's a good one. Drainage, Katie. Borderline.
Drainage?
Yeah, drainage is a little.
Urinate. That's a 3-syllable. Yeah. Urination. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see how they do. Okay, cool. I still get to 200 before I get back. We're at 185. What are we doing? Hit the thumbs up button.
I need to tweet out that Jason's joining us. Jason Gallagher joins us now.
It's pretty crazy. Like,
what?
When you can search someone, like I typed in his name in the GIF thing, you know? And
yeah.
Like, he's got like multiple GIFs. I'm like, oh, that's when you know you're at like a different level.
Are there any GIFs?
Oh my
for,
God.
Frankie?
I'm sorry?
Are there any GIFs of Frankie Cardicelli from the other day?
Oh, I guess, yeah, but is it can you search it now?
I think we need to put it out into the universe.
Facts. Oh my God, that's so funny. He has his own GIF. You have it on GIF? He's joining us via vid.
Yeah.
Oh, love.
I gave him the link.
Love. Bronny is projected to go top 10.
I do not want to see any NBA lottery projections for the year 2024. Do you understand how much can change between now and June 2024?
Well, think about when Scoot Henderson was for sure going to be the number 1 draft pick. And then, 7'3" Victor Wembanyama comes along and it's like, yeah, he's obviously going to be number 1.
He is, but I do have some questions.
About Victor?
I just read a piece on ESPN about him. There are questions. You know, and I heard Russillo talk about this. Like, some are concerned for the first time. It sounds like the people around him and his agents are kind of suggesting that he's not as tall as he really is.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
I'm Christopher Lott with your Sactown Sports headlines. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's surgery for his injured ligament in his elbow has been delayed. Purdy was expected to get the internal brace surgery today, but was unable to due to inflammation in his elbow. The new date for surgery is expected in early March, with the hope that he will be ready by late August. Sacramento Kings are finally coming back to action tomorrow when they host the three-point contest winner Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. You can listen to tomorrow's game, starting with game night, right here on Sactown Sports. 1 o'clock, now time for more Deuce and Mo.
It's Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo.
Sactown Sports.
Deuce Mason, Morgan, Reagan. We are live until 2 o'clock, and then we got Cal's and Rami. From 2 to 6, of course, live and local on Sactown Sports. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Expect to talk to Jason Gallagher in just a little bit from the old man, the 3, with JJ Redick. I gave him the link that you sent me earlier, Chris. I think that was the right one, right? Maybe.
It should be.
Okay. Cool.
It should be.
Cool.
Don't pull that crap with us,
No,
Chris.
so we're super excited to talk to Jason. Such a talented guy. But yeah, NBA is back tomorrow night. The long wait. It feels like longer than the offseason for some reason. It's probably because we didn't get real basketball on Sunday.
Oh.
Really, so it just seems like such a long time. And also the Kings break was longer than anybody's. You know, there were still games. There's still games Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
Kings' last game was Tuesday.
Yep. No, that's true. It's been far too long.
All right, let's not waste any more time.
Please
Let's talk
no.
to someone who is super talented. We had the chance to meet him at Summer League last year. He's a great guy, super talented, works on JJ Redick's podcast. Oh, and he's wearing a Deuce and Mo hoodie. What a gem he is.
Did you guys plan this?
No, we did not. No, he's
He's
a
cool.
real one. Of course, he is part of one of the best sports podcasts out there. The old man, the 3 with JJ Redick. He also used to work at The Ringer, the co-creator of NBA Desktop. He is an Emmy Award winner. Let's welcome to the show, Jason Gallagher.
Goodness. You're far too kind. I couldn't be more excited to be on this show. You two are the best.
Oh, dude.
Right.
Jason, I appreciate you making time, man. I appreciate it. You know, something we've been talking about, I was just saying how, you know, the Kings are in the number 3 spot right now. And Mike Brown's like, oh, they're the hunted now. I'm like, no one around the league respects the Kings even yet, even though they're a good story. You're a Mavs fan. Do you respect the Kings right now? Or do you still look at them as like, oh, that's a cute little story?
Well, the Mavs have their own issues to worry about.
Sure.
Let's start with that. Secondly, you know, probably just because the West is so loaded, they get overlooked. Me as a fan, like, yeah, you know, the Warriors are still the Warriors. The Suns are beefed up. But it is one of those things. I'm very envious of your position because that's the best place to be in. I don't necessarily believe Mike Brown when he says that they're the hunted. I would just enjoy being overlooked. I mean, that in terms of fandom, that's like the sweet spot. Because when expectations come, it starts to get annoying, and then you start to get the counter takes, and so I who cares? Just enjoy.
Thank you. See, this is great getting an outside perspective, Morgan, because that's what we always say is like, I don't think there's anything sweeter than the come up.
For sure.
The come up is where it's at. When the expectations come, then it just gets toxic, and you just go, oh, this isn't as fun.
No, and I completely understand that. And I was more on Mike Brown's side because I'm a homer when it comes to Mike Brown, and anything he says goes. Right. But at the same time, it's understandable. And I think the Kings are making more and more of a name for themselves when they're actually taking on teams. Like, for example, Jason, let's talk about that weekend when it was that back-to-back against the Mavs in the Kings at Golden One Center. And it was Kyrie's second game with the Mavs. And then you had the third game with the Mavs, and Luka Doncic joined him. Yeah. How fun was that game? I mean, we were there in that atmosphere, but how fun was that game even for you as a Mavs fan? Not only seeing 2 of your guys who are going to be the future for the rest of this year, at least, but even against a team like the Kings who are having their come up.
I thought it was great. I mean, I love those back-to-back games like that because it is like a mini playoff series, and the Kings and the Mavs very well might meet each other in the playoffs. So it was like in that respect, it felt like a playoff vibe. Each team got one over the other. It was a lot of fun. And as Mavs fans, I mean, we're kind of in this place where we're overanalyzing literally every single thing. And so after that second game where they lost, it was like the sky is falling. But I don't know. It was like very competitive games. I thought it was a blast. I mean, yeah, I would love to. It would be fun to play the Kings, but you would deep down like not be upset if they won. You know, there's nothing worse than playing a team that's like likable. You know, you want to hate your opponent, but the Kings are friggin' likable.
See, that's cool that they're likable.
I know.
And there's so much. I know I've told Jason this, but I've grown up hating the Mavs.
Yeah.
I just thought, the Dirk Nash stuff, I feel like they got too much love when the Kings were good. And that was me being super protective of my early 2000s Kings.
Sure.
But then you've got the whole Luka dynamic. For some reason, I feel like I am so petty with Luka, as if he made the decision to go to Dallas.
Correct.
I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know. I just look at him again. I nitpick him. I mean, I pick him apart. I'm like, oh, awful. Look at him. He's gassed. I think it's trying to make myself feel better about the Kings passing up on him. How are you with Luka? Is he like a guy that can't do anything wrong in Mavs fans' eyes, or are you like more realistic with like, oh, I kind of see some of the warts?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the first year, just because of the conference finals. This is the first year where I don't know, I started to watch him a little bit more critically. And very little of, being upset with him has to do with him, like his actual game. Like, you want him to stop yelling at refs, complaining every play. You want him to get back on defense. You wish he and J Kidd, between the two of them, they could figure out a last possession play other than a step back situation. So it's little things like that, but in terms of his development and where he is and what he's capable of, you're not really that worried. You just hope that the front office and everybody can put long-term support around him.
Yeah, it's it's funny. I mean, we watch so much basketball, and obviously whenever I turn on a Mavs game, I get frustrated, but I'm also so intrigued, right? Like, he's such a special player with the way that he can just go down the middle and just have that cross court pass over the head, and then have that step back three that's from way out there. Just all of a sudden, there's exciting times, but the style of play from a team basketball perspective is very frustrating at times. Do you feel like Kyrie is going to be the answer going forward, or do you think that it's going to be just this season type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I can't really answer. It's like, I mean, I was skeptical of the move just because I'm skeptical of in season trades that don't have a long-term, or that just the long-term viability of that trade is up in the air. I mean, that's like, I think that's pretty objective fact. And so it's really just like it feels like a short-term gamble.
Yeah.
And so that to me is where now, if any player could adapt, it is him, because he knows how to play with mega stars. LeBron certainly wasn't as ball dominant as Luka, but still he knows how to do that. And a lot of the reason why Brunson worked with Luka last year is because Luka does hold the ball for a long time. He tries to do all sorts of things. Then Brunson gets the ball in his hands with like less than 8 seconds left on the clock. He knows how to play make in a short amount of time, which is really, really key. And it's what Dallas was missing this year. Dinwiddie's not that. So Kyrie can be that, and you sacrifice a lot of defense. So we'll see. I mean, this is just like this just feels like do like a couple shots and let's just see what happens. I don't know. That is my whole outlook for the year. It is like, who knows? I don't know.
Jason, for those who don't know, if you guys remember a couple of years back, I know it was big in Sacramento, the Hallelujah song.
Mm-hmm.
He co-wrote that,
Yes.
right? Did you write the whole thing, or was it?
I wrote the whole thing.
You wrote the whole thing.
Oh my God.
One, so good. One of my favorite things that you're able to do, though, you're a Mavs fan. You guys got to play that live at a Mavs game. That had to have been a bit surreal.
Oh, it definitely was. It was a lot of fun. I think that there was actually a bit of awkwardness just because it's like the other team sitting right there. It's sort of like they're I'll tell you just like a brief thing. So it was a really weird game early. It was kind of like one of those early evening games, like late afternoons, and they were letting fans into the arena early because there was a bad storm. And so we had to sound check while the Rockets were doing shoot arounds.
No.
And people were screaming at us. I mean, like screaming at us. And they were like, we had heard like Chris Paul is pissed, like all this other stuff. And it was just so great. It was so great because I'm not doing anything other than fake playing guitar. But the singer, Isaac Lee, is like eyes closed singing. And like you got the Rockets like coaching staff just losing their minds. So there was a lot of memorable moments, but that was actually super fun because that was a pretty pivotal game for Luka. Super early in his career. They were down by 15 in the fourth, and he kind of single-handedly off of like multiple step back threes brought them back. And so it was like a really pivotal game for him. So it was a lot of fun. I had a great time.
I'm just a little,
What?
I remember seeing that. I thought he played the guitar.
I did too.
You sold that.
I
dude.
did too.
Well, I play guitar,
Okay.
but not well, but well enough to fake it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's one of those things where I was just gonna have Isaac do it, and then he was like, "Be great if you were up there," and I was like, "Only if I can wear a wig." And so, yeah, as you can see, I like to cover my face as much as possible. So.
It's such a beautiful face, though.
It's beautiful face, beautiful song, like we said, and obviously brought the good energy that night. Jason, I want to talk more about you. Work on one of the best podcasts out there, The Old Man and the Three, and it's with JJ Redick. What's it like working with JJ Redick?
I love it. I mean, he is from a basketball perspective. I feel I really have had to pinch myself a couple times. You know, working in media, a lot of times it can get a little like, I don't know, mundane.
Yeah.
I guess that's a generous way of putting it. And so after the Ringer, like getting to work with somebody who has like this genuine love for basketball, just like genuine curiosity, love. Why do people love it? How does it work? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's reinvigorated a love that I have for basketball in an amazing way. So just like on that front, I just love it. I mean, when you go to dinner with JJ, you're going to be talking about basketball for like 2.5 hours, and he's and you start to get into some really weird, deep conversations with him about like life and sports and all this other stuff. Like it happened every single time. And then, just being able to be in the room and some of these interviews and hear the conversation before and after, like those are really fun. Guys really respect them. They're very open with them. So it's just been sort of like having to tell my younger self, like, dude, you should like be like really taking this in and appreciating this. And who knows, what the future holds, but right now is like, you're sitting in the room with some all-timers. So
yeah.
So cool.
I think too, what it shows is like, you have the way that basketball is talked about maybe on social media or on the networks like ESPN, and to get that perspective. And it's not, I think some execs would look at it and be like, no, people are into the super nerdy basketball stuff. They want who's the GOAT, whatever that conversation is. And it's just been fascinating to kind of see how you guys have built a legit audience. It's based on people wanting to learn more about the game, but also hear some really compelling conversations with players who are willing to open up to JJ because they're just talking. I don't know. It's great stuff. It's great for the game to have that type of content.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think if you had asked him, he initially was like, the goal here is to humanize the player. I think that is like, obviously JJ really cares about educating the audience, blah, blah, blah. But like part of that education is just to understand how much these people are people. And oftentimes, I mean, I definitely was this way too. It's like you can view them as something much larger, or almost just like you should always be happy, or you should do this or whatever. And it's like, no, these are human beings that are also obsessed with basketball. It's like so great. I sometimes it's like, I'm like, why? man, the cameras are off. Like, stop talking about basketball. Like, why do y'all want to talk about basketball? And that's all they want to talk about is basketball. It's so funny. So,
Yeah, no, it's been really cool hearing some of your conversations. And like we said, it's just so important for basketball players to humanize other basketball players too. Cause I think there's just a connection there that fans go, oh yeah, like this is how things work. Now we've obviously here in Sacramento have heard JJ Redick talk about the Kings over this last year.
People hate JJ Redick in Sacramento.
It is bizarre.
I
Jason,
don't.
it's hilarious how much people will just hate JJ Redick, not because of his playing days or anything, but because of a certain thing that he says about the Sacramento Kings. And I know as of late too, like he's had some really great things to say about some of these guys. But does JJ in some ways hate the Kings?
No. Look. I mean, what's funny to me, because I get this by like association for some reason. Like, like people will like fans will come at me and be like, "Yeah, you freaking like Kings hater," and it's like, all right, well, like I'm a producer and I push buttons and I listen to things and that's what I do. So let's like relax on like the importance of anything I have to say or at all. But what I would say is that, look. He's not shy about his bias on like let's just like Tyrese Halliburton, right?
Yeah,
we liked him. He came on the show anytime we wanted. They got along really well. I got along with him really well. So at least from my perspective, there's 1,000% bias. I think from JJ's perspective, there was bias mixed with, hey, like there's a history of mismanaging certain situations from that front office.
Sure.
So you could understand the reaction to it. I will say that he's like loves what they've done. Like we just did, we have a video that's coming out this week. It's our second episode of a thing that he and I do together called Islands in the League, where he does this sort of monologue-y thing, and he's talking about in-season trades at work. And he specifically didn't mention the Pacers or Tyrese. He'd mentioned the Kings and Sabonis, and how that is an ideal in-season trade, something that is more long-term, that you do in season, and then you take the off season, you take training camp, you build chemistry, whatever, and then you put yourself in a position to compete in the playoffs. I mean, he I don't think he would go out of his way to mention that if he hated the game.
It is so funny. People just assume, and he was super passionate about it. That's why I dig about JJ. Like he does have tremendous passion for the
Absolutely.
game. That absolutely comes through. So Jason, I know you've rediscovered your love for basketball. I don't know if you've rediscovered your love for the All-Star game at all, especially after what happened on Sunday. Like, do you have any like ideas of like, should it be fixed? Is it like a conversation with players? It was kind of a weird game.
Yeah, it was really weird. It sucked. I mean, weird. I wouldn't even say it, just sucked. Straight up sucked. Terrible. I will say a couple things. One, I do think that I like that conferences are out of it in terms of how we draft the players or whatever. But it's sort of like, I do kind of think that they have to have some stakes. Like I don't feel like there's any stakes when you're doing a draft right before the game. And so my bit honestly would be to go back to conferences, one, just because it's like, I think guys quietly had pride in that. And then second, now this is my real take here. Okay. Much like the Oscars or the Grammys or whatever, I think that they should hire a director for these things, a different director every time, and add some cool visuals to the entire weekend. I know that sounds insane, but what I'm saying is that like, we got to spice this thing up and make it unique and make it fun. And let's get a creative mind in there. Somebody who has nothing to do with sports and be like, how would you film this? How would you use this as your experimenting time? So that's my big bit. I used to believe that about the dunk contest, that you should get a director every time, throw a green screen in there, get some Marvel effects, do whatever. It's all about the pictures afterwards anyways. And now I see this sucky game. I'm just like, well, let's frig it. Let's just do it the whole weekend. I don't know. This is my bit. I don't know if it's ever going to be competitive. So you might as well try to make it more entertaining.
Yeah.
He's got that producer mind.
Exactly.
Yep.
Be open-minded. Make it that and so you start saying that, I go, make it more like wrestling.
Yes. Make it a show.
I want promos.
My great Shark Tank idea is I want to make a basketball wrestling league Like, what if you could wrestle during basketball? I mean, we do this? Like, what is going on?
Okay. Wait. I love this idea. I do love this idea, but I also want to throw in there because Deuce had a thing too, where if a guy gets hit in the balls on purpose, especially, right, that guy should be able to go to center court and the whole crowd watches him hit the other guy in the balls.
Yeah. I mean, that's just basic. Instead of suspending or whatever, like Dylan Brooks hit someone nuts, you get to retaliate immediately. Absolutely.
So we're on board with anything wrestling and retaliating, all these things.
But wait, I got to go back to what Jason was saying. Wait, so wrestle? You want like get into a ring and wrestle?
No. Listen. All right.
Okay.
Imagine a ring that is a little bit more rectangle size. Okay. That has 2 goals, and you can script it or whatever, but it's like it's just outrageous 3-on-3 basketball where you can fight and wrestle. Like, why not? Like, this is amazing. I don't get, like, whenever I watch wrestling and they like climb ladders and get the thing on the thing, I'm like, yes, give them a goal. I'm into this. And that's kind of both in my opinion are running a little, like, wrestling's I'm just selling I'm giving free ideas.
No, I want ideas. This is where we're at though. This is like the ratings were lower than ever, and it was not good. I mean, I'm like the hardest of hardcore NBA fan. I turned it on at 4:30. The game didn't start till like 6 Pacific time, right? And then it was just Giannis plays the first play, leaves. That I don't think I've ever seen a game where guys were just like walking. It was like, it wasn't even fun offensively, right? Like they were just kind of chucking things up, laying it up. There was nothing fun about it.
I really do think, I really do think something combined with, like, if you're Nikola Jokic and you get drafted to the team you're playing on 5 seconds before the team starts and you're playing for Team LeBron, like, do you really care? Like, I just think there's nothing to play for. Like,
yeah.
And I know that conferences, I honestly think that you would be raising the bar that much, but at least it's that much. Like, give them something. At least when they Thursday night, there's like 4 days to pretend like you're on the same team or whatever. Like, they don't even know what this is stupid. I don't know. I just think this is so stupid.
No, and it's true. Like the whole West versus East thing, there would always be a debate. Who's better? Who's got the more talent? Like, there's just more fun. You pick the team that way, Western, Eastern Conference, but then you put them on teams like that, Team Giannis, Team LeBron. It is kind of weird. You're right. There's nothing to really play for. They just, also part of it too, I was telling Morgan, can you just play with, I don't know, pride? Like, you're getting paid to do this. Like, go have fun. This is a game for the fans. Like, what? Celebrate it.
I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, how much does pride factor in? I mean, they this was discussed earlier today on ESPN. I don't remember which show it was on, but like, if LeBron seriously hurts his hand in that game, then the discussion, why are they trying that hard? And I kind of like, I don't know. I think when with all that's at stake, and we're talking about like load management now. That's a big thing. And with everything that's at stake and sort of players trying to preserve their body, like, I just don't see a world in which they're like, yeah, I'm going to go sacrifice my body for pride. Like, they're just not going to do it. You got to give them something else. And I don't know. That was just a terrible product. I mean, like, I just like, I can't, I love the All-Star. I'm like, it couldn't be, I'm the audience for it, dude. I take my kid to Disneyland every year. I'm corny as hell. But that was unwatchable. Like, that was terrible.
And this is where green screens in wrestling can absolutely come into play and make things better. But
what about like a moat around the court, a moat with alligators in the moat?
It's genius too. Because if you try and go save a ball, like, you're going to fall into water full of alligators, and watching them try to scramble out of that is entertainment. Jason Gallagher, just producer of the year right here.
Your life needs to be on the line. That's what you need to feel.
I did want to ask Jason, because you mentioned the load management, and we were just talking about that earlier. Did you actually hear Adam Silver's comments about load management?
Probably, sort of. Like,
okay. Yeah. It was weird. Okay. And he was just kind of talking about, fans are still paying for tickets and the ticket numbers are still so high up there. So obviously it's not a problem with fans, but you're seeing these games being played, some of these big games being played without their stars. Do you have any solutions? I know we're asking you for solutions for All-Star game and now load management.
You're now the commissioner for some reason.
Yeah.
We have made you commissioner, I guess.
Do you have any solutions for the load management crisis?
I think you got to bring the alligators in. I'm just kidding. No, but in all seriousness, I look, that was a weird. Yeah, I remember at one point during the press conference, I was a little like, you sound like the hot dog suit meme guy, who's like, there's just so many games, and it's like, yeah, I wonder whose fault that is. Like, it's a little bit like that. I think that the scheduling can be smarter. I think that that's number one. Is that some of the scheduling. We had CJ McCollum on, who is the president of the Players Association, and he's sort of talking about it from his standpoint. And he's sort of like really detailed out what it is to play a back-to-back in two cities, a certain distance away. And it is sort of like, yeah, I mean, I know that they get paid a lot of money, but that is like a lot of to put on your body, for a back-to-back. And is it really, really worth it to do if you're not getting sleep? And, your body does respond to that kind of lack of sleep and lack of, proper preparation. So I do think that the scheduling can just be a little smarter. I mean, like everyone who says less games usually gets pushed back that nobody will agree to that for money and blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know, if it's not that, then we're just going to have to deal with it. Or, like the teams announce at the beginning, like, hey, just a heads up, Giannis is not playing this game. And like, maybe if people were just more upfront, I don't know what that does to anything, but I can't imagine the league would like that, because then ticket sales go down. And so, yeah, I don't know. I like, it is a real conundrum because I think players have been accustomed to being paid a certain amount of money. I think, all that stuff, and no one's sacrificing any of that. So it's going to fall on the fans, but this is, I don't know, man. It's really weird. Just like the All-Star game, it's like the consumer is speaking. I mean, the ratings for the All-Star game is super low. Yeah. I think the consumer is speaking about this, and it will have to be addressed. I'm glad I'm not in charge of that one.
Jason, we're up against it because we're doing this live on the radio, obviously, too. But we're gonna have to have you on again soon, maybe on the podcast too. But you're the best. I appreciate you making time for us, man.
Thank you.
Guys, y'all are the best.
Dude, you're the best. What's coming? Do you have anything else coming up soon, like that you want to promote?
I'm really excited about this week's Islands in the League episode. I think it's really great. It's about in-season trades and the sort of history of them and the way that they work. But then also, I got to write a sketch, and JJ acted in the sketch, and it is really, really, really stupid. And I'm so psyched for it to see the light of day.
I can't wait
love
to see
stupidity.
It, man. Well, hey, thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
Yeah, see ya. Jason Gallagher.
So nice of him, dude.
Great guy.
Like,
love that guy.
And so creative. Even the alligators.
He's one of those guys that like we have to talk to for like an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe JJ will bring the podcast on the road when the Kings are playing the Mavs in the first round.
Oh, wow. You're going there.
Yeah. We got to take a break. We're overdue. It's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports. Hey, YouTube chat. Letting them pick in the draft style has mostly made the game less competitive.
Dude, he's got a point too about like who wants to play on team. Like you're on team LeBron.
100%.
That's a great point.
I was right when he said that. I was like, ew, yeah, what? No.
You guys know the JJ Redick Jason story, right?
Jason Ross?
Yeah.
No.
So this is when I think he was filling in for G-Man, and as a joke, like during the games, fourth quarter, do they do the other teams interviews anymore? Dudes? No. So, but that's back in the day. It's like whoever won, you'd get an interview of somebody.
Okay.
And as a joke, I'm a huge JJ Redick fan. As a joke, whenever the Kings are playing like the Magic or the Clippers or whatever, just to say, oh, who should I get? I'm like, oh, I think you should get JJ Redick. And he'll have like 6 points and 2 assists. But I'd always say like, oh yeah, you should do JJ Redick.
Yeah.
The one time like JJ Redick had a really good game against the Kings, and he's just like, oh, we're getting your guy and stuff like that. It's like, oh, cool. He answers like 2 questions. It's like, hey guy, I gotta go. JJ Redick said that to Jason.
To Jason?
Yeah.
What'd Jason say?
It was like, okay. And it was just like, that was weird. Yeah. It was like one of those weird things. And then it turns out he told this like in an interview someplace else. The thing that the Clippers would do that season is the last person in the locker room had to dance in front of everybody. So he was sort of looking around to see where everybody's at, and it's like it's getting close to cut time. Like, dude, I gotta go.
Wait, that is so great. Just so he wouldn't have to dance. Why would they do that?
So weird.
Builds team
So
morale.
that's one of the things I want to talk to JJ Redick.
Okay.
To where hey man,
Did you have to dance that night?
what was the dance like? How long did it have to be? What was the best dance?
That's hilarious.
We're gonna interview JJ one of these days.
Are we?
Yeah, I'm putting it out there for
Dude,
sure.
I would love to drink wine and talk basketball with him for like hours.
Let's plan that sometime.
Like that sounds
Could be a summer league thing.
amazing. Dude, and Jason Gallagher, I'm not even kidding. He made the All-Star game better. Wrestling, green screens, alligators. I had it in the ball tapping thing, but that's just in case it happened, but it's probably not going to happen in All-Star game.
You know, AEW had something like that. Their last Rampage, they had a 3-on-3 where they used basketballs. It's kind of a tie-in for that.
Really?
No
They
one
have a
watches
tip-off.
Rampage, unfortunately. So
Ooh.
not many people.
I watch Rampage.
Why?
Because
Why?
oh, here's actually the thing. When I work out, I just watch wrestling to help me get through my workout.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
good
Good
news.
job. Oh my God. That's so smart. I've been listening to. Oh, wait. I haven't been working out. Who am I kidding? So funny. So yeah, I wanted to. Dude, he has gifts. There's so much more
I know.
to talk about with him. And we got totally like into basketball where with him, I feel like
Yeah, there's so many ways to go. How about him wearing the Deuce and Mo hoodie, man?
he's just, I mean,
That was cool.
like, yeah, I don't think he understands those little things and how.
We
how
met
much it
him last year at
means.
Vegas Summer League,
Oh, yeah.
and he's just awesome, man.
Just,
Yeah, he's been super supportive of the podcast, and it was cool.
and obviously, like he said, they started building that relationship with Tyrese. And it was funny because we started building a relationship with Tyrese. And so then we had just gone to dinner with Jason and a few other people. And we all run into Tyrese in one of the Vegas casinos. And we're like, hey, and Tyrese's like, you guys know each other?
Like, no, we just met actually.
Literally just had dinner for the first time. I like that quote. Frankie Cardicelli just had put out some practice video.
Practice?
Frankie Cascarelli. Frankie Cascarelli. I don't want to say that. Cardicelli.
Oh, I got a new drop that I'm happy to use pretty soon.
I don't know if I like this.
I'm corny as hell.
Who's that?
You don't know who that was?
No.
It's Jason Gallagher, our guest, just a few minutes ago.
Say it again.
I'm corny as hell.
I'm corny as hell. There's one you used earlier today. Don't ever use it again. It was like static. And I looked at you and I was like, what?
What are you?
And if you ever use it again, I swear to God.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
I'm Chris Rillard with your Sactown Sports headlines. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy's surgery for his injured ligament in his elbow has been delayed. Purdy was expected to get the internal brace surgery today, but was unable to due to inflammation in his elbow. A new date for surgery is expected in early March with the hope that he will be ready by late August. Sacramento Kings are finally back in action tomorrow when they host three-point contest winner Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. You can listen to the game starting with game night right here on Sactown Sports. And now more of Deuce and Mo.
Live and local.
It's Deuce and Mo.
Watch the show now on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140 or listen for free on the Sactown Sports app.
Maybe a short week, but we're gonna jam a lot of awesome things this week. I know on tomorrow's show, Great NBA podcaster combo.
Oh,
He's going to drop by the show
Hooper.
Friday. Noah Eagle will be live with us on the show.
I'm so excited.
Noah Eagle is the Clippers radio voice. He also does NFL games, and Nickelodeon game. I mean, he does college games.
Does it all.
And he's 25 years old.
And so talented.
Also, I know what you're thinking. Oh, his dad's Iron Eagle, and that means like nepotism.
No, his dad is actually Sam Eagle, one of the Muppets.
No.
No.
His dad is Iron Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Who's also a broadcaster. Noah Eagle is so talented.
And
I don't know.
the nicest human being.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Ever.
I mean, you think I'd have some ass on the show?
No. No, but like he's like up there with like Jason Ross type of nice, great human being. Yes.
Really talented. And he's like 25.
Yep.
25 years old.
No big.
Stud. He'll be on the show Friday. We're going to have story time with Christopher a lot. Oh, man, we have like no time. Oh, my God. Oh, all right.
Maybe I'll share a little in with Rami.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll do story time with Christopher a lot. Rami has to react with it. That's a great idea. We have got people patiently waiting. Let's kick things off on the phone lines. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. What's up, Ben?
Deuce and Mo, I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing so well.
Oh, we're doing so great right now.
I love you guys. Hey, so I'll make it quick because I know you guys are up against it. So, hey, so my idea for the NBA All-Star break to be a little bit more interesting is kind of adopting kind of what the MLB did and then transitioning it to the NBA. So it's you go back to conference and you make them play for whoever gets home court advantage in the finals. And
I thought you were going to say like they should play in baseball uniform. Like they play the game of basketball and they wear baseball uniforms. Could you imagine that? They have to wear cleats though.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, that would not be great.
Okay.
I don't know if they would fit in those pants. What I think they should do that would give them some advantage. The best players from each conference are fighting because they're the best players from the best teams. They're fighting for their team to have home court advantage.
But has that revolutionized the Major League Baseball All-Star game? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's something.
No, it may not have, but I think that would give them some more incentive to actually play hard. They're like, my team's in the hunt. We can do this. That's all I have to say. So I love you guys so much. I love listening to you guys. And you guys have a great rest of your show.
Thank you.
Love you, Ben. Appreciate it.
So sweet.
He said love you more than my mom did growing up.
Oh, well, did it make you feel good?
You know, sometimes, to be honest.
Oh.
I used to get uncomfortable when people close to me said love you.
Close to you?
Yeah, just because it was just like, it just felt weird. Like, am I supposed to say it back?
Like,
because we weren't like, as a growing up, it wasn't like, hey, come cuddle a little Deuce.
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I had the complete opposite.
It was go get the soap. Let me put it in your mouth.
I mean, that's sad. I had the like, you say I love you, you say thank you, you say please, you say.
I got soap in my mouth, not for cussing.
What'd you get it for?
I called 911 and hung up.
Well,
I was doing a prank. I was like 5.
I don't agree with soap.
What's my punishment? Go put some nasty soap in your mouth?
Yeah, that's child abuse.
Yeah,
no.
that's like hey, what you did was very wrong and it's very important and this is why you need to know about it.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom. Let's get the soap.
And then I'm not going to show you any love or tell you I'm proud of you your whole life. And in fact, I'm just going to talk about myself. Yeah, no, that's awful.
As I've gone older, I'm definitely more of a lover.
Like you say I love you back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Love you, Deuce.
You too, Chris. What's up, Doug?
Hey, I love you guys back.
Oh, love you, Doug.
Love you too.
See? Is that like right in there? Hope your show is going well because I just started listening to it. I caught in at the end of it here. You guys are talking about that creative ways to help the NBA and the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Here's what you can kick around for a topic. I don't know if you can solve it though, but you know how we do the Ryder Cup with the United States against the world?
Yeah.
Why don't we do a game? I don't know when they're going to do it, but the United States against everybody else who comes in. They go to college here, they turn pro here, and they play against us in the Olympics. Why don't we have that game and then see if you could do some spin-off of that?
Like a U.S. versus the international players.
Yeah. So that, and then the other one I was thinking is that if you're trying to do something during the All-Star game, whatever, I think that the Players Association would get involved and say, look, we're going to go in and we're going to insure you if you happen to get hurt and through multiple doctors' opinions and that kind of stuff. And then they have a dollar amount in the millions of dollars that here, your career, we believe is worth this. And we're going to go in and
they're going really deep on us, Doug. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I think part of the thing too with the game, I appreciate Doug. We're up against it. We got to get to one more, but like it's just being realistic about it. Like I am never going to live in a world where I expect that these guys are going to go at it like it's a big time game. And I know I've been on social media recently and people are reposting all-star games where defense is being played. I'm like, yeah, you're showing me a fourth quarter of a close game. And yes, if the game was close the other day, I do think it would have been more competitive at the end. It's an all-star game. Just give me a little more. That's all.
It's kind of like what Jason Gallagher said about LeBron hitting his hand. And he's like, hey, these guys don't want to get hurt. And I get it.
Let's squeeze in one more. What's up, Nick?
What's up, Deuce and Mo? How are you?
Good, Nick.
What's up, man? I miss you.
Well, I miss you guys too. Tomorrow we have a game tomorrow, and I'll be at the game tomorrow against Portland. I need to see the beam late tomorrow, and Friday's game is at 7:30. Gosh, that's gonna hurt against the Clippers.
Oh, you're right. The stupid 7:30 games.
It should be illegal.
It should be illegal. That means we're gonna have a late night chat.
Yeah, late night chat. Nick, how did your basketball tournament go over the weekend?
Well, it went pretty good on Sunday. I played some good defense, and I won. I came in the first place, and I got a gold medal.
Can you give me your stat line? Like, how many points do you think you had?
I think I had, I can't remember what points, but I think it was 26.
26 points.
26 points?
10 rebounds.
Okay, Nick.
Yeah.
Did you have double digit? Do you have 10 rebounds?
Yes.
Oh,
Mr. Double. So,
okay.
I sent you my gold medal over to Facebook Messenger, Deuce. I'm gonna look at it.
I don't ever check Facebook, but I'll look for you. Would you get the defensive player of the game chain from Mike Brown?
Yes,
Okay.
I will.
Okay, good. All right, man.
Tomorrow I need to see the beam lit, Morgan. Why not light the beam?
Why not light the beam, Nick? Hey, we're up against it, but appreciate you calling in, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
We're going to go to the playoffs. Let's go to the playoffs.
Let's
Why not
go.
to the playoffs?
Why
I
not?
love it. Why not? All right, coming up next, we get story time with Chris Verlot, and Rami can buckle up because he gets to enjoy it with us. It's Deuce and Mo on Sactown Sports.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for getting us to over 200 thumbs up today.
Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you. Thank you.
Rami.
What up, Rami? Buckle up, bud, because it's going to be a...
Story time with Chris Verlot.
Yesterday, someone died. Yeah. Someone was like, this was the most depressing story time with Chris. And I was like, we can't control it. He just brings the stories. That out quick. Good. How's everyone doing? I should be checking.
Yeah, it was nice. I do want some basketball back. Like, I just.
Oh yeah, I know.
Now it's like, okay, can we?
I'm getting a little itchy for basketball.
Yeah.
Nick was just on with us, and some people are saying, sign Nick. We need a big who can stretch the floor. He
Oh.
got a double-double in his Special Olympics game. Yeah.
26, dude.
He's a big dude, too.
He's not scoring 26 on me. I can promise you that.
Oh.
I would love to play against him.
He would laugh the whole time. He would laugh the whole time. He would be like,
yeah.
he would be I think he would be too nice playing against you.
Like a big dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He's like probably yours.
6'2".
Okay, so a little
He's
tall.
probably taller than me.
Taller than him, and then just like big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big dude for sure.
And his voice can project. Poo Puncher says, we love Nick. Oh, I shouldn't. Yeah, sorry. I forgot we're not on the.
Just read every name. And just listen to that sentence you just said. Oh, Poo Puncher. Oh, Poo Puncher. No one has ever said that in the history of this world.
People, come on. Just be your name. Just be your name.
No, I say roll with it. I like it.
It's like Ron Burgundy. Just you read it.
Maybe he really hates Disney. Maybe that's what it is.
That's amazing.
Maybe. You guys are funny. I'm done with you guys.
You guys didn't go to All-Star Weekend?
No.
No.
Thought about it. I'm glad I did not.
Yeah. Had some fun.
I mean, I think it would have been fun just to like hang out with people, but dude, it sucked.
What? Yeah,
It
it was
sucked.
a terrible game. What is the like the nightlife situation in youth? Is it totally dry? Do you guys know?
No, it's not
Okay,
totally dry.
all right.
I don't know. I think they have restrictions, but it's also like the NBA's in town. Are there really restrictions? Like we're not restricting anything.
Yeah, I wonder how they did that in like maybe for like special events or something they were able to
Yeah.
do something different because they had
Barkley was celebrating his birthday there. You think he was just like laying low in Salt Lake City? Like there's no chance.
With NA beers.
Yeah.
At Charles Barkley's birthday.
Dude, I have found some NA beers lately that are good. I've been on this kick right now with NA beers.
Really?
Yeah.
People are telling me that they've gotten a lot better. That they're
Oh,
not- really?
really good.
I always
like
forget the name.
shocking and weird because
Athletic Brewing.
yeah,
I found it at Sac Co-op and it's shocking.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I had 2 of them yesterday. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have 2 beers. I'm like, oh, these are non-alcoholic. They're good.
yeah, yeah. I've had some people in my life. They're just like sober curious, like not drinking, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I started like drinking wine again and just feeling like crap every single day, right? And I'm like, what am I doing? And so now I'm trying just for fun, seeing if like non-alcoholic wines are going to.
Are those a thing?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I tried 3 that were.
Oh, that's just grape
That's
juice.
great.
awful.
You've never heard of Welch's?
Yeah, no, but there are like I had 3 that were awful, and then I tried a rosé, and I don't like rosé, and it was good. It was good, but the beer is legit. Like your brain triggers like you
I
are
think-
drinking hops and
These beer companies have realized, okay, if people are shifting to that, we're just going to tap into that. Like we can let's make it non-alcoholic and let's do it well.
make it good.
All right.
How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
It's Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo.
Sactown Sports.
You just don't know what's in store. We started this new thing called Storytime with Christopher Ladd, where he would bring us stories that maybe we wouldn't otherwise get to.
Mm-mm.
First couple of days, this is fun. Yesterday took a dark turn that I was a little uncomfortable with.
Uncomfortable. in a
What
good
happened
way.
yesterday? I didn't
Just-
catch it.
A lot of death.
Oh,
Just a lot of
It
like,
was just one.
okay.
A guy passed out on a blackjack table.
yeah, and died.
And
And his
died?
family
Well,
suing.
the dealer, no, he didn't die. The dealer kept on dealing, and it wasn't until another dealer came in and said, like, hey, this guy doesn't look like he's breathing, and he looks discolored. 26 minutes later, after he passed out, paramedics came in. They revived him, but then a few months later, he died.
He died.
Yeah.
Wow.
Either way, it's
Yeah.
just they're not really uplifting. I thought we're gonna get some uplifting, so hasn't been. By the way, the other voice you hear is Rami.
Hi.
He's with Cattles after us from 2 to 6 today. So we figured, you know what? Let's do Chris's story time with Rami here, so he can be subjected to this too.
I'm a big Christopher Ladd fan.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
think
here for it.
let's
I'm
do it.
100% here for it.
You know that sound? It's time for story time with Christopher Ladd, baby. All right, since you're our guest, Rami, I can give you like kind of just a. Would you like an animal story? Would you
be
like
careful.
a roommate story? Would you?
Oh God.
I've got a zombie story.
Those are my 3 options.
Yep.
Animal, roommate, or zombie. I'll go roommate.
Okay.
I feel that's just a hunch. That's just a gut instinct to go with roommate. I feel like that's where the money's at.
Okay, so this comes from Evansdale, Iowa. Quad City Times. Sandra Jean Crow, 63, had a win of a lifetime. She won $30,000 on a Winding Candy Cane crossword scratcher in Iowa. So it was purchased for $3 at a Quick Star in Waterloo.
Okay.
Unfortunately, a month later, police were called to her house for disturbance between her and her 45-year-old roommate, Alvin Hans Larson III.
I'm so glad you put the names in there, as if we need to know the names.
You need to know.
It might make sense.
You need to know
That guy
Sandra Jean
sounds-
Crow and Alvin Hans Larson III.
That guy sounds like royalty. That guy sounds like he's a prince of some small country somewhere.
So while they were there, police could hear them arguing, and they were talking about the winnings. And Crow said that the ticket was a gift from Larson and that she deserved the $30,000. Then the police interviewed Larson. He said that ticket wasn't a gift. It was his ticket.
Oh,
drama.
It was his ticket. And he said that he's the one that bought it. He scratched it, got everything. He was the winner, but he did not want to claim the money himself because he had outstanding debts and liens, including $919 that he owed to the city of Evansdale. So then Larson's telling the police this story. They're getting this story. And then Crow says, like, yeah, that's happened. Larson told them that's so she said, like, yeah, that's what happened. But like, it's my ticket. I should keep as much money as I want.
Oh.
So they were both arrested and charged with lottery fraud, a felony in Iowa.
I was going to say that has to be against the law.
Crow was released from jail and Larson's on bond, currently set for $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
So that wasn't bad.
No, that's
No.
fine. That was just couple dumb roommates.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely thought someone was going to die. Didn't happen. We're good.
And when you first said when you were saying he had outstanding, I thought the next word was warrants. And he called the cops to come to the house.
You got $919 in liens. Dude, you just got $30,000.
Just pay it off.
$919.
You're good.
That's
all right. I've been teasing this zombie story for a while.
Okay. Give us the zombie.
This is from insuranks.com. They do different insurance rankings and stuff like that.
Okay.
They did this. What state is the best state and what is the worst state to be in case of a zombie apocalypse?
Okay. Best state and worst state.
So do you guys want to take a guess?
Best state.
I'm going to say Florida for worst state because that just feels like the worst state for anything.
Oh, that's true.
That's a good point.
So I'm going to go with Florida for worst state.
Okay.
Best state? I got to think mountains are good.
Yeah.
So like
Zombies
Portland?
can't go up
Or, I
mountains.
mean, Oregon.
Oregon, or
I was
like,
thinking like Alaska,
Arizona, Colorado, maybe even California.
You guys are like pretty good with that.
Really?
Alaska.
The best place to be is Wyoming because there's not a lot of people that live there. There's a lot of mountains.
No, it's such a trendy spot to live now.
That
It's
was
like
right.
everyone lives there. I live in Jackson Hole.
Unfortunately, if you live in California,
It's over.
Really? California's the worst?
We are screwed.
yes, that's correct.
I did not
And it's
expect
because
that.
they did this.
Highly populated.
They did this. They looked at the top five. The worst five were California, Texas, Florida, New York, and Pennsylvania.
Too many people.
There's a lot of people there,
Wow.
a lot of surrounding areas, like especially if you're in a dense populated area, they say that's the worst place to be.
Yeah.
Also, they checked the Google searches to see who's actually preparing for a zombie apocalypse.
Who?
Guess what? In California, not a lot of people are preparing for that zombie apocalypse that's finally
Idiots.
coming. So that's like, so like if you're in Wyoming, you're like, yes, zombie apocalypse is going. I'm getting prepared. I'm set. I'm ready.
How do
That's
you
why you're number
prepare
one.
for a zombie apocalypse?
And who is preparing the most for a zombie apocalypse?
Obviously, Wyoming.
Insane, dude.
So dumb.
So I think we got time for one.
Do
Sure,
it.
let's go.
We got one more. So this takes place in Lancashire, England.
Okay.
According to CNN. A student pilot safely landed a plane after his flying instructor pretended to fall asleep while he completed a circuit around Blackpool Airport.
He pretended to fall asleep?
At least that's what he thought.
Oh.
No.
Unfortunately, he was not pretending to fall asleep. He had suffered a heart attack shortly after takeoff.
There we go.
The instructor's head rolled back.
Oh,
And these guys knew each other for quite some time. So he's like, oh, this is Bill. He's just
He's
like
doing a
messing-
prank.
he's just
Yeah,
pranking
okay,
me.
I'll
He's
land
messing
this.
around.
Funny guy. I guess I'll land the plane.
So it's like, okay, he's pretending. When they turned around, the
Hilarious, Roger.
Yeah.
the instructor's head slumped over onto his shoulder. At this point, he still thought he was messing with them and pretending to be asleep. It wasn't until they landed safely and the instructor was still resting on the student's head that he realized something was wrong. At that point, he alerted airport emergency services, but they were unable to revive the man, and he passed away.
Chris,
Crit.
damn it!
What are you doing?
I would have rather ended on the zombies.
Yeah.
Really?
And then he turned into a zombie and ripped his head off.
Yeah.
The
His
end.
friend dies, but he landed the plane.
I don't believe it. I suspect foul play. I think he killed him on that plane, and that's his story. That's his alibi.
That's a Netflix doc for sure.
Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be a
Yeah.
Netflix.
Like where your mind went.
Right?
What's
Gave him
going
some
on?
kind of poison. Took him 20 minutes for the poison to set in and kill him. So
He
he
had a heart
circled,
attack.
circled a little bit, landed, and then he was like, "I thought he was joking." You
That's
know what
actually
I mean?
a good
That guy's
series.
That guy's a murderer.
You've
I'd
got
watch-
a mind.
yeah,
You've
yeah.
got a creative, dark mind. I love it.
Or maybe I just have thought about how to get away with a murder. Coming up on Cattles and Robbie today, we'll talk about the setback with the Brock Purdy surgery. They're going to have to wait a little bit to do that. We have Jeff Zilgett of USA Today to talk some NBA and Kings, and plenty of Kings talk throughout the afternoon, and more weird, wacky stuff throughout the afternoon.
Some stories like that.
Oh, we're doing a draft of your driving pet peeves. Mo, your driving pet peeves.
Oh,
What's
not
your number
using
one?
your blinker!
Deuce.
I'm the same way. I don't. It's the easiest thing you could do. Like, why not just?
Thank you.
So we'll do
Thank
that.
you.
So we'll do that. All right.
Also, if you drive a Tesla, if you have an electric car and you go autopilot, you still have to pay attention. How many?
Great
my
point.
buddy's a
Great point.
firefighter. His fire. This just happened. It was in the news. He was a firefighter. They blocked off with a fire truck the entrance to a freeway because there was an accident. This Tesla just comes going in at like 80 something miles per hour, runs into the fire truck.
Driver pronounced dead at the scene.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
One more
I
story.
guess
My
it's another
story
drive.
tomorrow.
More death. All right.
My goodness. Hey, that was Storytime with Christopher Law. This is Deuce and Mo. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. Kettles and Rami coming up next. We love you guys, but we got to go.
See ya!
No matter the sport, there can be a happy ending if you're on the right team. So reach for your phone and switch to Consumer